booth.
Thanks for coming. Thank you for
Thanks
being
for letting
here.
me know you.
It's some interview and shit over here.
This is probably the best interview I've ever done.
You're such a great interviewer, my goodness.
This is honestly the best interview I've had in months.
I'm hanging out with my booskies. Studio Q, baby.
Happy Sunday, you guys. It's Sunday, February 9th, 2025. And today I am doing my first live stream of the year, believe it or not. And what does it have to do with? Okay, Whitney Houston, of course. And not only Whitney Houston, but on this day in 2012, I covered my first red carpet as Studio Q. So it's also the anniversary of me going live on the red carpet. When I say live, I mean like, actually interviewing. So even if I don't do a live stream every year, it's something that, I just celebrate because, who thought I would ever be going live on the red carpet, and that my first red carpet would include a hug with the biggest icon of all time, which is Whitney Houston. So I'm coming live to just celebrate that. I also will be joined at two different times in probably like 20, 30 minutes. I'm going to bring in Kevin Taylor. You know what I love about the internet? There's a lot of things to hate about the internet, but let me tell you some things that I love about the internet. How you could do a post, right? You could do a post, and in the comment section, you can meet people, all right? And in that comment section, you can book interviews and have great conversations with people that you've never met before. So I am excited to get a chance to talk to Kevin. Another person I'm going to be talking to later down the line of this live is Lisa. Met her on the internet too. Goes down in the DMs. Turns out like she's a big Whitney Houston fan. She's a gospel singer. And she also was with Whitney during that I Look to You performance with Kim Burrell. Y'all know the famous performance, I Look to You. I think it's probably like one of Whitney's last, especially gospel one. Well, I don't know. She sang Jesus Loves Me with Kelly Price 2 days before she passed. But you know what I mean in terms of like a event. It was like the American Music Awards when she performed in the all white and I Look to You. And she was part of the choir during that event. So we're going to be talking to her. What else? I'm on YouTube, you guys. So if you're watching on YouTube, please like the live. You know what I'm saying? On TikTok, they be like, share the live, but I don't think that you can do that on YouTube. But if you're watching from Facebook, please like the live, share the live to somebody who loves Whitney Houston, okay? And who like me, all right? Don't share it to nobody who don't like me, all right? So I haven't seen nobody online in a live stream setting in 2025 yet. So this is the first time. So let me shout out my peoples in the chat. It's George. What's going on, George? How are you? Lumberjack, how are you? I hope you are well. These is the OGs, yo. We used to go live all the time, like Hollywood Squares on the screen and just crack up for days. When I tell you we had a time. Like that's like when they talk about time capsules. That's what I would really liken to that experience with you guys, my Nippy cousins, because we went live every week and then it culminated in a trip to New Jersey celebrating Whitney on what would have been her 60th birthday in 2023. Yeah, so shout out to you guys. It's Kels. What's up, Kels? Listen, Kels, I'll be following Kels and watching her cook on TikTok. Whitney Brown in the building. Thanks so much for your kind comments on my YouTube videos. You always give love and I always see you and I always appreciate it. What's up, Step? Step is in the building. Let me show y'all some love. Step is an OG. Step was one of the Nippy cousins that we went to New Jersey. It was 7 of us. Actually, there was a few more, but as a cohesive, organized group, Step was one. Step was actually the host, kind of. Her and Lord Jesus, don't let me. How I'm gonna forget? And she a Leo too. It'll come to me. She was there too. I would say Step and her. If it wasn't for them, I don't know how the trip would have went. Okay, I don't know how the trip would have went. Lumberjack in the building. George saying what's up to Lumberjack. Here we go. Legacy. Yes, always and forever. George in the building. Y'all, these are the OGs. Every week we used to go live and have so much fun. What's going on? Naparazzi in the building. Come on. Love you back, sir. It's Vanessa. Shout out to you, Vanessa. Vanessa is a true blue. She's so positive, so consistent with her positivity and her feedback. I appreciate you in my Patreon and my YouTube comments. I see you and I appreciate you. Ish Fine is wine. Chef Fine is wine. What's going on, Chef? Chef is my guy, okay? Listen, follow him on YouTube. He does recipes. He interviews people. He does all that kind of stuff. So does Naparazzi. He does interviews as well. So shout out to you guys. Follow you guys. It's Unique Approach. Yo, I've seen a bunch of my day ones. Okay. I love seeing you guys. Oh my gosh. I don't know where Ty is. I didn't do like a super, text blast or anything. I just told everybody, I put this YouTube thing up like a Wednesday. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for me, y'all. That's pretty good for me. You know what I'm saying? So what I would like to do is just kind of talk about my first red carpet experience, show you a few clips, you know what I'm saying? Talk about my experience with Whitney, and then, it'll be downtime to bring on my boy Kevin. You know what I'm saying? It's Bruno in the building. He says, send kisses to Brazil. I've been a fan of Nippy for over 30 years. She's my religion. Not your religion. Okay, Bruno. And together with God, she cure me of depression with the album, The Preacher's Wife. Now, listen, that's a musician's dream, is to have touched you and impacted you in a way like that. I'm sure Whitney Houston is so proud and happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Step, thank you. I had a brain fart. Saran, how can I forget Saran? Okay, Saran took us everywhere. All right, shout out to Saran, my nippy cousin, who really kind of helped guide us in New Jersey. Because we went to New Jersey, y'all. 6 nippy. We all met on the internet, just like a chat. You know what I'm saying? We met in the chat because I was consistent and went live every week. We got to know each other. And we had a ball. So we all met up and honored Whitney. And if you want to see that, if you want to see those videos in live time, because your girl was filming, your girl launched her Patreon, okay? And so it's on Patreon. It's about 19 videos. We went to Whitney's house, her childhood home. We went to the mansion. Now, we didn't get in, okay? Let me just make that clear. We didn't get in. Okay, we just went there, took a picture in front of the place. We went to the grave. We went to the church. Now, we did get to go inside New Hope Baptist Church. Okay, we got a little tour and everything. We met Whitney's principal. All of that video is archived on my Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, T. Mason, we still love you and all that you've done. Quincy, keep doing. Listen, I didn't know that this was going to be like a full-time job. I have got to get back to studio. The anniversary is for Studio Q, but listen, I got the Whitney Facebook page, the Nippy Cousins Facebook group. Okay, I had created a subscribers group. Didn't even know I created a subscribers group. Tried to delete it because I'm like, what is this? Then when I found out it was a group, and that's where you could subscribe on For the Love of Whitney for like 99 cents. If you appreciate me, subscribe to the page for 99 cents a month. And so I was like, oh, snap, this is here. So let me put some content in here. So I've been putting content in there, but it was up there for almost a year. I didn't even know. Then I got the Instagram page, and I got the page. This is all Whitney stuff. Okay. I promise you, this is just an evolution because, you could be a Whitney Houston fan without doing all that. You can be the biggest Whitney Houston fan without having no pages, without posting no pictures, any of that. And that's what I was for most of my life. I didn't even know people did this. After I was on Fanatic and I went to the internet, I realized that, there was a whole bunch of people who were showing their love for Whitney in a much greater way than I was. It humbled me. I was like, oh, it could have been any one of y'all. I'm like, how y'all know where she at? And all these years later, here I am posting with all these different groups. I mean, I promise you, this is not something I could have seen in a million years. As much as I love Whitney, this is a full-time job. And y'all know I do other stuff, right? But it's all good. It's been a great experience in connecting with everybody, you know. But the reason you haven't probably seen me like you've seen me in 2023 is because you know, I just have to do other stuff. But I love you guys. I love you guys. What's going on, Susan? I see the people who be in my DMs and what's up, what not. I see y'all. Love you guys. All right, so let me see. Let me ask y'all a bunch of stuff. Please like my new Facebook page. I got 197 followers, but maybe if 3 of y'all follow it, I have at least 200, you know, today. Hopefully more by the end of this live. All right. So let's get into, I missed you guys too. Stephanie says, so, good afternoon, Q. How are you? Already celebrating Whitney, to be exact. Listen, some Whitney. Yes. Listen, this day especially, because this was the last time I saw Whitney was on, you know, this. Thank you for the super chat, T Mason in the building. Appreciate the love. Yeah, like today is more, I mean, it's just as impactful, if not more, than February 11th for me personally, because I got to hug Whitney. You know what I'm saying? I got to hug her to a red carpet that I didn't think that I was going to be able to attend because got rejected at first. You know what I mean? So for it to be that I'm actually on the red carpet, she actually walks the red carpet, she actually comes to that event. That's wild. That's so wild for me because, like, you know, that club scene, that don't even seem like Whitney's stilo. But I think it was because of Kelly Price. You know, she was showing up for Kelly Price or whatever. But just because she was showing up for Kelly Price didn't mean she was going to walk the red carpet. Didn't mean she was going to walk the red carpet. But she did. So all of the stars had to line together for me to be able to get that kind of moment with Whitney Houston before she would leave the planet just 2 days later. You know what I'm saying? So I am eternally grateful. But I also got to interview some other people, and everybody who I interviewed, I think after Whitney left, when I say left, after she went into the club, after I had my embrace, you know, my night was over. But prior to Whitney coming, I had interviewed Brian McKnight, Anthony Hamilton, Omarosa, Kiki Wyatt, and like none of these people I've never interviewed a day in my life. So like this was all a brand new experience. You know what I'm saying? Manifestation. Yes, Steph. Listen, that's the word of the lifetime, not the word of the day, not the word of the month, not the word of the year, a lifetime, because you're constantly manifesting. And yeah, I really did not know that moment was going to happen, but I did write about it a month before it happened. I wrote in my journal, like, I want a Whitney Houston exclusive. Like, you know, I'm just writing it down, you know, like how you do your January goals. And look what happened. It's Young, Rich, and Skinny. What's going on? I know you lying, sneaking up in here early while I'm at work. Girl, it don't matter. You always find a way to get it in. So I ain't worried about you being at work. And y'all know when we was going live, Monique was on live the whole work schedule. Okay? She was the whole work schedule. So anyway, I want to share a clip of some of the people that I interviewed on the red carpet. I just kind of edited a few clips together just so you guys can get the feel of my very first red carpet experience interviewing the people that I just mentioned. And this was before Whitney showed up. Okay, this is before Whitney showed up. Where's my little clip? Y'all know I got to do everything. I got to edit. I got to do this. I got to do that. Okay, let me see. Here it is. Check it out.
Brian McKnight, and you're watching Studio Q.
This is Anthony Hamilton, and you're watching Studio Q.
Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Kiki Wyatt, and you are watching Studio Q. Ow.
Boom. Hey, you doing? I've been wanting to interview for a long time.
Really? Why?
Because I really like your new rendition of Love Under New Management.
Thank you. For real?
Boom.
Wow.
I'm Block Bees, and I don't know who are you, but I'm representing the Shout or Not Studio Q.
That's your favorite naughty girl, Omarosa, and you are watching Studio Q.
This is Terrell Carter, and you're watching Studio Q. Stay tuned.
If you love me, say it. If you trust me, do it. Okay. Thank you. So I need those other 3 harmonies in there somewhere.
I love Brownstone.
Thank you.
You gonna hear me in the background? Woo!
That's Grapevine tonight. So you gonna do background?
Can I?
Come on.
Can I?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Woo!
No, come on. You do a great interview. So,
Whitney, it's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. My friend. You're my friend.
Studio Q show, and you know.
Yay! I'm gonna show that clip 1,000,000 times. Okay, if you see me on any platform, you're gonna see that video on today. Okay, everywhere. Shoot, I'm putting it on LinkedIn. Okay. Here's your Whitney moment for the day. Quincy hugs Whitney. Okay. You know, and that, like, it's such a beautiful time because, you know, like February 11th, we can get like a little sad because that's the day she departed the planet. But February 9th for me is just like such a glorious moment in memory because, you know, she was still alive. I got that moment. It was great, you know. So yeah, it's me. Now, how come I didn't say it's Quincy? But I knew she knew who I was. But, you know, that was my natural, authentic reaction. Now, what's so crazy is, like, you guys know I never went into the club. If you don't know, I didn't. I just went there to cover the red carpet. So I didn't really get to see what happened inside the club until, like, you know, afterwards. And this morning I found some video of Whitney and Kelly Price on stage for, you know, probably what would be known as her last public anything in terms in front of anybody and singing. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that. I found it, so I'm gonna play it. Do y'all know how everybody in the room was lit because she was there? You know what I mean? Like, she's the icon. And Whitney in a club with everybody, and like I've done interviews with Tiffany. Tiffany was Whitney Houston's hairstylist at the time, and she said like they had a VIP section for Whitney, but she didn't want to sit in the VIP section. She wanted to be near the stage, you know, watching everybody sing. But like anybody from that night is just like so honored that they just got to be in the same atmosphere with somebody who has just trailblazed music in the way that Whitney Houston was. So like it was a big deal, not only for me, but for every single person there that night. And a lot of people in music was there. So I know they cherished that moment of just being in her company. And you know what I found out I went live on November the 19th, because that is the anniversary of me interviewing Whitney Houston on MTV. So I went live on Instagram. I think I went live here too, but I went live on Instagram as well. And you guys remember that video where Whitney was like, to my Nippy Inc. family, Dana, da-donna, da-donna, da-da, you know, and Ulysses, thank you for holding down the fort, right? You guys know that? Well, Ulysses, who used to work for Whitney, or I think he still works for the estate, jumped on my live, and he told me what Whitney said about me when she went into the club. Now, I didn't know that she said anything about me until, a few months ago. So I'm going to show that clip where he reveals that to me, okay? Because I was astonished. And then I'll show you about the watch. I'll show you guys about the watch as well. What you say? Stephanie said, yes, remember that when Whitney and Kelly made me tear up, plus I know. I'm just glad that, you know, Kelly got that hug and El DeBarge was there. So many people got to be in Whitney's presence because she decided to go to the club to support Kelly that night. So that's awesome. So this is the story. This is the clip that I took from my interview with Ulysses Carter, who worked for Whitney when she was live for many, many years. I think he's worked for Whitney for a total, I don't know. I think it's like 30 plus years that he's worked for Nippy Inc. All right. And now I think the Whitney Houston estate. So he hopped in my live, and this is what he said about what Whitney said about me going into the club. Check it out. I didn't find out till 26 years later.
I remember that day at MTV with you and your loud ass.
The greatest love of all is inside of me.
But she loved us from you because, I mean, this is a sentimental, because remember when we were going into the club?
Yeah.
And you was like, Whitney, it's me.
Whitney, it's me.
And she's like, ah!
It's me. It's me. It's me. My friend.
She lost her mind. And like when we went inside, she says, oh my God, I love that girl. I love that girl. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Because we all see you when we walked up. Remember, it was her. She was holding Chrissy's hand, and yep. Because remember, we were trying to rush her in, and we were like, "No, wait, that's Quincy!" Like, and she's you know, and
like that's the biggest gift you could have gave me right now. Like, what a anniversary gift! So she had another word to say. I remember in the 90s, because every time I would send Lynn Volkman something, shout out to Lynn for those tickets in Chicago, by the way, I would call and Ulysses would answer the phone. And I would be like, my name is da-da-da. Ulysses like, we know who you are, Q. he got that dry deadpan. We know who you are.
We know who you are, baby girl. We know who you are, baby girl.
So, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh. Oh
yes.
My gosh. Oh my gosh.
I'm that Ulysses, the one she says holding down the fort. Yes, I'm him. Yes.
To my Nippy Inc. family, Donna, Lynn, Pat, Lori, Shelly, Aaliyah, Rose, Brian, Darren, and Ulysses, thank you for holding down the fort.
Oh, so listen, you can live life for 26 years and never know, like, that one little piece where she said, you know, that she loved me. I mean, she showed it by giving me love, but to actually say it again to somebody that she went to the club with and that worked for her. Listen, y'all almost had a waterworks. I almost was like in for Klimt and gonna cry. Oh my gosh. So, you know, you continue to get gifts. Whitney Houston is the gift that keeps on giving, you know. So thank you for sharing that, Ulysses, because, you know, you didn't have to. And it just made me just, I don't know, just feel even more loved and more inspired to honor such an icon in the way that I do. Okay. Y'all see, I was complaining earlier. What's up, Marco? Ilonda says, that's amazing that Whitney said that about you. You're so lucky. I want to say I'm blessed, okay? I want to say blessed because when we say luck, it seems like anything can happen. But when we say blessed, we know God is involved. So, you know, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Lumberjack says, I told you, Q, you were one of her faves, period. Okay, that's how I'm spelling period from now on. Let me write that down. Let me write that down. I'm always spelling period just like that. Oh, Lumberjack, you be cracking me up. Yeah, it was so sweet. It really was. And I'm grateful, you know. Tracy Phil, y'all. I didn't think no one could love Whitney as much as me. That's what I thought, Tracy. Okay, that's what I thought when I interviewed her on MTV. I was like, clearly I'm number one. Okay, clearly. But when I got on this Beyonce's internet, Blue Ivy's interwebs, oh, yes, you're gonna meet a whole bunch of people who love her as much as you and may question yourself. Do you love her as much as they do? That's what I was doing. I was like, well, okay, let me scoot over and make room for the other Nippy cousins. because they knew stuff, they had stuff like, and just posting like these websites. There was a few websites in the 90s, that I don't know, that really showed their love for Whitney Houston in a way that I had never seen displayed. So the internet, listen, it exposed all of us, okay? All of us. Baby, we love her for life. And do, Raquel, we do. And do. We all love her. Listen. Vanessa says, yes, she loved you, Quincy, just as much as you like. Yes, Whitney was full of love, and I appreciate that I just got a few moments with her. But yeah, I wanted to also, share clips of me interviewing, because like that was my first time interviewing on the red carpet at Studio Q. I had only done one other red carpet before, and that was in LA. A friend of mine works for the Atlanta Voice and sent me on a mission, but that wasn't at Studio Q. That was just as Quincy, so that was my first, y'all. Oh my goodness. I see you, Lisa, but Lisa, you ain't first, Lisa. Lisa, you're not first. You're going to have to just hang out in the green room. Kevin's first, Lisa. I'm going live with a special guest, Kevin, and later on, Lisa. I told Lisa a certain time, but I forget. Now, how did I live in LA for 16 years? And I'm like, it's at this time, but LA is behind everybody. Okay. They're 2 hours behind, the Midwest and 3 hours behind the East Coast. So got the time. So you're just going to have to watch the show, Lisa, because I'm bringing in my boy, Kevin. It's Kevin in the building. It's in the building. What's going on, Kev?
I'm good, baby. How you?
Let me turn you up. I got to turn you up.
I'll turn myself up.
Yeah, what's up? Listen, y'all know where I met Kevin at? In the comments. In the comments on Instagram. Okay, in the comments on Instagram.
Oh, in the inside. I was like, oh my God, I love her. You feel like a DC sister. I'm born and raised DC. I'm like, she's from DC.
Oh, I wish I would have known you that summer I lived in DC. I would have been so happy.
We would have hung out good and strong.
Oh, I see. Man, where were you? Let's do a time travel real quick. Oh my God. Right. Okay, first of all, y'all see, I said that because I've never met Kevin, but some people, the energy come through virtually. And listen, I felt it through the words. So we're connected. Are you frozen? Oh no, you okay? I thought you was frozen.
I'm not.
Okay, so Kevin, because we really don't know each other, I want you to introduce yourself to me and the people.
Hey, people, Kevin E. Taylor. So for the purposes of this conversation, I'm a former. When I left BET, I was senior supervising producer of series and specials, and senior writer for a gospel show called Lift Every Voice. The BET from '91. And kind of did my last project for the 40th anniversary. So that was 2020.
Oh, Kevin, I don't know what's going on. If Donald Trump got something do with your Wi-Fi, but you going from, I don't know, Elon Musk in the house?
He must be, because I having no problem.
You can see me clear, but you kind of froze. Okay, you're good now. You looking a little bit like a fax machine. I don't know if it's just me that looks like that over here, but we'll see. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So you worked at BET. Start again, because you did pause a little bit. The screen froze a little bit.
Right. So now you just did. I started at BET in '91. I started as the executive assistant to Lydia N. Cole, who was the director of music programming. Then moved to record label liaison and music researcher. Then moved to a producer when I did my first interview with Natalie Cole. I created a show called Lyrically Speaking in '93.
Wow. I read on one of your Instagram posts that you wrote Natalie Cole from like one period, like a decade, and then you finally come in.
Yeah, from 7th grade until my junior year of college. And I got, I got a couple of things from the fan club, but in '86, I got it. I got, wait for it, because I swear to you, I'm at my desk in my office, and up under here is my Natalie Cole trunk. So when I have to pull out Natalie Cole stuff, it's not big for it. I've referenced this to other people. I went to the mailbox and recognized that handwriting. I was like, I know this handwriting but I've never gotten anything in the mail from it. So who is it? And opened it, and it was a purple piece of stationery, and at the top it said Natalie. And I was like, oh!
Not you still have it. Not you still have it.
That's the envelope, and the letter is on my wall.
Come on. I love that for you.
It's a letter from Natalie Cole. What are you talking about? Where it gonna go?
Come on. On the wall. On the wall. Oh my goodness. Look, I'm gonna bring you off the screen and then bring you back on because you keep lagging for me.
Okay.
Let me see. So let me add him back. I don't know. Can y'all see him good? Is he doing? Tell me in the comments if y'all can see him good.
Because if not, I'll go on my phone because this is my desktop. But I thought it would be more solid.
Yeah, no, could you try your phone?
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, because like, you know what I'm saying? You got too much good stuff to say. Okay.
Let's try.
Yeah. Because you can still be right here and then I can bring it in and just remove this from the stage.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't have any idea what it's doing. Because
it's probably good for you, but where I'm sitting at, you keep like you pausing and
yeah, and it won't log me in on my phone. Let me see if it'll let me do it through YouTube. Boop, boop, boop.
It won't. Yeah, Donald said, yeah, because it's lagging and I'm loving this conversation.
Hold on. This ain't nothing but the devil.
I know. Could see him, but he keep freezing up. Yep. See, we can't have that. Not when we talking about Whitney Houston and Natalie Cole. 31 years at BET. I don't think so.
Let me figure out how to do that. You see me now?
I mean, we see you fine, but the experience of hearing you it goes in and out.
I don't like that at all. I don't.
Yeah. Or maybe if you could just you just X out of here completely and then try to log back in.
That's what I'll do. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. Try to do that. Now, Lisa, you coming in later. You just gonna have to watch the show. I don't know if you early or late or whatever, but I know it's my fault. Whatever.
Okay.
You just chill, y'all. This is Lisa. We're gonna talk to her in a minute. Okay. Okay. Let's see if Kevin's.
What is it doing?
You ain't even moving right now. You froze. Okay, now you moving, but I'm trying to give you an example of what you look like. Kind of like like we're in the 90s. Okay, it's okay. That's okay. Something happened. Wait, you good? Okay, wait. Talk to me.
Hey, Quincy.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't know what you did. Okay, I don't know what you did. What you do? Come on, Jesus. Look, Whitney said, not on my day. Not on mine. Not on my day.
Look,
you didn't froze. Oh, look, you didn't froze. Why you gotta froze? You froze just like this, like in a superhero. They say it's getting clear. We struggling, but we're gonna get this right because yeah, we can't. What's up, Marsha Miller? Donald said it's getting clearer. Welcome, Lucretia. It's your first time tuning in. Oh, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We trying to get the technology right so that we can all enjoy what Kevin has to say. Because it's lagging and he's freezing a little bit here and there.
Like that.
Like when you just talk right now, like you're good right now, like right now, but I'm just afraid.
And you know these things because your passwords are saved, and so now we're trying to get me to log in through my Facebook. I was like, I'm already logged in on Facebook. That's how we're here. So,
oh my goodness.
Let me see. You know what it says? It says log. It's asking me to log.
Oh, now you gone. Now he gone. We're gonna get it right, you guys. Though we're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. Thank you for tapping in, Lucretia. Welcome. My name is Quincy. I'm the host and founder of Studio Q, and I'm a huge Whitney Houston fan. Today, we're talking about my first red carpet. It's an anniversary show, but my first red carpet also included my last hug from Whitney Houston. And, I got a Whitney Houston page because this is streaming Shout out to everybody who's watching this on For the Love of Whitney. Shout out to everybody who's listening to this on the future podcast, because this will be a podcast episode. Shout out to everybody on Patreon watching this live. Shout out to everybody on Studio Q. I put the link in for you guys to like my Studio Q page. It's brand new. I just had to start a page over, so I only got like 197 people. So if three of y'all like it, at least I had 200. Okay, by the end of this live, I want to see some likes. Get your girl. I'm trying to get to 500. I'm trying to get to 500 on my new page. So okay, let me add Kevin. Let's see.
How about now? It's not.
Kevin.
That's weird. Because
but at least you're talking. I just want you to keep talking.
Yeah, because it made me sign in, and I was like, maybe signing in gave it a more direct.
Okay. Hit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, you doing good right now.
I think the sign in was the thing.
You thinking? Okay. Yeah. Because it was like, oh, Kevin, you're regular now. Okay. Okay. Do over. Remember the Etch a Sketch? We got to do it over.
Yeah.
We got to do it over. No, you didn't froze again. God dang it.
Stop it. Don't say that.
You did.
Oh, no, maybe I froze, though. I might have been like, am I freezing?
No, because it's lagging just like a half a hair.
I don't even know what to do with this.
I don't either.
Let me see.
I feel like it's just interference. So right now you're clear.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, but see, as soon as you start talking, like you froze.
That's weird. I've been on stream. We do all of my national conferences on stream, and I never have this problem.
It said, looks like Kevin is in a low frequency room. I don't know. Are you near your router?
Literally, it's right there. That's what I'm telling you. I've never had it.
This is like, there's been times when I've been fuzzy, but you could still see me and I wasn't necessarily freezing like you are.
We're both good to me. So what I'm seeing is not problematic.
What you see is clear crystal. It might be, shoot, it could be my Wi-Fi not bringing you in properly. I don't know.
I'm just trying to see what would happen if I try to hop on my, I'll try another way. Let's see.
Because you definitely can come live through your phone as well. Because I'm trying to hear these stories.
And I got them for you too. Okay, get a verification code so you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, it's in their code.
Look, they said at least we can hear him even when he freezes.
I'm loud.
Well, listen, I'm right there with you.
I know, that's why I love you.
They said, oh, do you have an earpiece in? Could be his earpiece if he has one in.
Don't do that.
He don't have one in.
I don't like that stuff that close to me.
Okay.
Hold on, just give me a code. Let me see.
Okay.
Still trying to.
It's all good. I just hate when I see you clear. I'm like, let's go. Then
I know, me too. I'm ready to go.
Then you start to go. Then I'm like, oh.
Access blocked. StreamYard's request does not comply with Google policies.
What?
It won't let me on this. Yeah.
It won't do it through your phone, huh?
It won't do it through Yep, it won't let me log in. See?
Okay. Let me ask you to do this. Let me ask you to just cut your camera off real quick. Cut your camera off real quick and let me see. Let me just see if you talking. Oh, okay. Look at you and Natalie. Okay, talk now and let's see
Hello, 1, 2, 2, 1.
Yeah, listen, let's just do it with your camera off then, because
Quincy.
I know. Come on back on. Come back on. Let's see. I don't know, because you be lagging and you be paused.
That's weird. I don't.
Let me take you off and put you back on again. The devil is a liar. Yeah.
Built-in camera resolution. Us is here. I see you fine.
I see me too. I want it. At least we can hear him when he freezes. Stopwatch, blue timer. Okay. Okay. We're gonna see how good or bad it is. We're just gonna go and see how bad it is.
And if it goes bad, we said hi, and then we can just go off camera and talk.
Say that again.
I said if it stays bad or if it gets bad, we'll just
yeah. Well, right now, okay. You're right now. You was freezing and stuff. So let me hear you talk right now.
Hello. What up, Quincy?
Yeah, let's just do it with the camera off.
The greatest love of all.
You got to start. Listen, we're about to reset. All right, Kevin, we just gonna do it like this because I at least we can hear you. That is the truth. But when you're actually on camera, your camera freezes and we can't even hear you. That's the only reason. Trust me, I want to see you. But we can do this again too. So like this, we know each other now. So
exactly.
So we can do it again, but at least now let us hear you. So I want you to start over with your career, your beautiful career, because not many people spend 31 years anywhere. Okay. Right. So start over, go. So, everybody, Kevin Taylor in the building.
What up, Quincy? So here's how I went. I had a good 8.5-year career in DC government after going to school for English, Spanish, and accounting. Left and decided I was tired of that. What am I going to do next? Ended up taking a couple of temp jobs. I was like, Lord, what do I do? Somebody was like, sign up with a temp agency. I was like, okay. And it just took me to a couple of offices. And one day, my director from the temp agency called to get me ready for my next gig. And she was trying to send me to ABC to bring a correspondent back from London. And I'd done my junior year in London as a student. And so she was like, you know the streets, we know something on your resume. I was like, oh, good, I can go back to London over somebody else's dime. Yay. And as I was about to hang up the phone, Quincy, she said, oh, and a position at BET. And I was like, I want that. I said, I want that. Went in on Monday to to take the job, but they always say go to temp agencies, go to new gigs with your resume. And I gave the woman who was the office manager, Deborah Parker, my resume. The next morning I interviewed as executive assistant for Lydia Cole. We're in the music department. Did the interview, she asked me, we had a 45-minute interview talking about my history, and she wanted to know how I had so much office experience at just, I think I was 26. And then she was like, how do you have this much office experience? Told her that. She asked me if I had any questions for her. And her nameplate said Lydia N. Cole. And I said, I have one question. What is your middle name? And she said, that's an odd question. I said, well, if your middle name stands for Natalie, that means I'll be working for Lydia Natalie Cole. And that'd be my sign from God. I'm supposed to work for you. She said, you actually believe that? I said, that's all I got. She said, well, welcome to BET because I am Lydia Natalie Cole. And when I got married, most women make their last name their middle initial. She liked Natalie so much, she kept it. And that's how I got to BET.
What an amazing story!
Temp agency.
Wow.
Right?
Well, that is so crazy. Listen, you've been walking with God a long time.
Listen, and I'm not tired yet.
I know that.
And the funny part is, our worlds converged because I started there in 91. And 91 is when I met Whitney the first time.
Please tell us that story.
So, as Lydia Cole's assistant, anytime we had artists in the break in the green room, and the line was busy because it wasn't one of those multi-tier lines. It was the one line. If the artist was on it, it was busy. So apparently Whitney had come in to do video soul with Donnie Simpson, and the line was busy. So the young lady, Tia, who was our receptionist, calls my desk saying, Kevin, because I got multiple lines, Kevin, I need you to go downstairs and clear the line with Miss Houston because Clive Davis is trying to reach her. Okay, no big deal. I've had to do that before just to tell the artist to clear the line. They're trying to get a big, important call to them. Now open the door to the cussingest cusser I have ever met in my life. Somebody was on that phone with Whitney Elizabeth Houston, and it had pissed her off. And she was using all the words, all of them. And I'm trying to stick, I'm trying to back out like, oh, I'm sorry. She said, no, it's all right, baby. She's like, you ever had, your black mother, your black auntie who got somebody else in the answer phone? Hello. She was like that. On the phone, she was fire. And with me, oh, hi, baby, nice to meet you. And I was like, let me leave. And so she said, no, wait. She finished that. And then she turned and said, well, hi, baby. And I said, hi. She said, who are you? I said, I'm Kevin. I'm Liddy Cole's assistant in the music department. And Mr. Davis is trying to reach you. And she goes, all right. And she said, let me call him. And she said, what'd you say your name is? I said, Kevin, can I ask you something? I said, yes, Miss Houston. She said, why is no one come in here? Like she was kind of left to herself in the green room. Because, Quincy, we got from Arista Records a very avert the eyes, don't disturb Miss Houston, don't come in here mandate. Right. We got a very avert the eyes from the superstar, leave Whitney alone mandate. And so I told her, I said, Miss Houston, we were told not to bother you. So we left her, and then she dropped the F. Who the hell said, but she didn't drop the H. She said, who said that? I said, that's what we were told. She said, see this right here? This is why I keep having all this energy with black folk. Because people going around telling people stuff I ain't never said. She said, Kevin, walk me around here and introduce me to everybody. We walk in the makeup people. She met the cleaning staff. Whitney Houston met everybody. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. And then she was, and the beautiful thing about her is so many times when people meet famous people, and she was, she was meteoric. People get that, oh, I know you, but she was like, hi, I'm Whitney Houston. Hi, she did the introduction first. Hi, I'm Whitney Houston. Hi, I'm Whitney Houston. What's your name? Hi. And she met everybody. Then she went back to the green room, and then she was like, bring some people down here. Because it was just kind of like, see, this is how this happened. This is how this happens. And I was like, well, Miss Houston.
Oh, my gosh. That's why we love her so much.
That's why we love her, because that I'm Your Baby Tonight album set her free, because she sat on the couch with Donnie Simpson and put her foot up on the couch. She was real kind of, I'm home.
Yes.
I had to have the same conversations with y'all that I had with everybody else. So hi.
Oh my, and you know what? That's some Leo energy too, that whole phone thing that you described, because I remember my great grandmother would be on the phone. I mean, like, you about to get a whooping. She about to listen. She done ripped you a new one. Pick up that phone. Hello. How are you? You didn't even know.
My sister was the same way. My sister was like, I will whoop every. Hello. Hello.
And Whitney did the reverse.
It had to shift in her throat.
But look, she's like, no, you don't have to
get the reverse right.
Kevin, tell me the response of the people that got to meet her because she went around the office with you.
And the beauty of it was just so caught off guard, because they were like, hi. There was a lot of that kind of gas, and I would open my eyes when I'm so mad we can't be on camera. Because when you got somebody behind you and you try to tell people in front of you without saying something, so my eyes are bugged out like, hi, y'all, I need to introduce you to somebody. Act right, get ready, because it's a big deal. So my eyes were bugged out like, hey, y'all, hey, meet with you. Hi. Hi, baby. Hi.
Well, what did you think of that moment? Because I'm sure you've got some experience working at BET. It seems like this is relatively early though.
This is relatively early. So the reason I wanted to love her is because, again, this is 91, early 92. Well, I already loved her. So Whitney had already had three major moments with my favorite singer. She and Natalie Cole had that moment at the end of the NAACP Image Awards when Natalie won, but BB Winans handed Natalie the mic at the end, hold up the light, and they did that little "talk to me."
Yes,
that
I posted that before.
We was all like, "Oh my God, look at them! They going in." You know, one of my brothers was a Whitney Houston fan, and here I am with Natalie, and he was like, "Our girls are doing it," you know. And it was one of those black people things, because you know, Natalie had said when she won her award unexpectedly, she's like, "I don't know what to do, so I'll sing." So when BB handed her that mic, Whitney was like, "Come on, girl!" People thought it was a diva off. It wasn't. Whitney was like, "Come on, come on." And Natalie was like, "Talk to me. What you say? I hear you." You know, they growled, and so when they met in the middle and hugged, that was real and that was raw, you know. And then Natalie in 1990 had the show that she had called Big Break. And I won that show. Tanya Blunt came on there. Eric Benet was on there, and Natalie brought all her friends. And she and Whitney did that. Ridiculous.
Oh, Say a Little Prayer. I remember it very well. And Bridge Over Troubled Water. Yeah.
And Bridge Over Troubled Waters that they played later in the season when they played the extra footage. And it was a lot of, you know, what I loved about it because, you know, by then Whitney's the voice and everybody's but it gave people a newfound respect for Natalie Cole because they was like, wait a damn minute, why did I not know? Because this is very unforgettable. And so some of the young people were like, why did I not know Natalie Cole could holler like this? Because remember, Natalie did R&B in the late 80s when she came back. She had kind of a pop career with Pink Cadillac and ballads and I Live For Your Love. And so even Miss You Like Crazy, which is her first #1 hit in a decade. So it was all very adult, right? And so when she and Whitney got to have that moment and they hollered, you know, it was the one time that people were like, oh my God.
Isn't Natalie Cole the first Black woman to win Album of the Year?
The first Black woman.
Yeah.
Natalie Cole was also the first Black artist of any genre to be Best New Artist. 1975, she was the first Black person to be Best New Artist.
That's right, because I remember her talking about Aretha Franklin being mad.
that was the other one, and Aretha was mad because for 8 years in a row, the best R&B vocal performance by a female went to Aretha. And you know, there was already the whispers of, you know, there was already DJs calling her the new Queen of Soul. And so when they said the winner is and said Natalie Cole,
yeah. She like, did y'all not get the memo?
Right, and then when and then Aretha did well, you know, that was beginner's luck, and then she wanted the next year for Sophisticated Lady. So then Aretha was ready to go to war. Then she was ready to go to war.
Yeah, and that's something. Wow,
it really was, and you know, and fast forward because in 2004, Natalie, after doing a bunch of jazz pop shows, was on the road to do pop-up shows. R&B shows, and she was doing them sometimes in clubs that held like 1,000 people. You know what I mean? Natalie Cole ain't supposed to be here, and she played a club in DC. And I came down to see the show, and you know, I was at her hotel, and we were hanging out. I got her Derek Rutledge, who does Oprah and Michelle Obama and Patti LaBelle. You know, he's like, I need a pickup artist. I was like, oh, let me call Derek. And she's like, what? And so, as on her way to the show, we leave this hotel in Georgetown, DC. And Natalie asked everybody else to wait so that she and I can get in the elevator by ourselves. Natalie then goes in her purse and hands me a letter from Aretha Franklin. That was the nastiest thing I'd ever read. So apparently, Lifetime was trying to get Aretha to do an episode of Intimate Portrait, which was their biography show, right? You know, they wanted to show her all of the levels and layers of detail of research they did. So they sent her Barbra Streisand's, they sent her Celine Dion's, and they sent her Natalie Cole's to review. She decided to pick Natalie's apart, like literally. This is where, and this is where, and this is where, and this is where I believe this is around the time you think you took something from me. Like, it was that. And I was like, oh my God. The letter was so bad, I swear I wish I was a member. It made me cry. And then Natalie was like, what should I say? What should I say? And I was like, nothing. Not a single word will you say in response to this. And praise God that she didn't, because 3 weeks later was the very first time Aretha got very sick. And I called Natalie. I said, now we sending her flowers. You hear me? Now you sending her flowers. I go, now. She
Wow.
said, and so I said, do you have a florist? I said, because if you got an LA florist that can talk to a Detroit florist, good. If you don't, I said, I'm homosexual. I can find us a good florist. You understand me? And she was like, she's like, you handle it, and then call me for the card. So she does that. 2 days later, Aretha Franklin was on her phone, and they were good. A 30-year beef died in 30 minutes.
But the beef sounded like it was one-sided.
It really, you know what it wasn't? Let me tell you why it wasn't. Because Aretha Franklin was sometimes aloof, but she was really kind of protective. And you know that stuff that you saw either one of the movies and her mother leaving early and the stuff with her father. I think she was just protective. And what was she supposed to do when everybody thought good? Because if you know those 8 years, there was always a Dorothy Moore or Fontella Bass or somebody whose song made them say, this is a new hot track from the new Lady of Soul. So they kept trying to sick people on Aretha. So now here comes this young princess who literally is a princess because of Nat King Cole. So she got voice, pedigree, body, voice, pedigree, body, because Natalie was a tall, slim girl, and she was Nat King Cole's daughter, who is actually one of Aretha's piano inspirations. So it felt, and also I imagine with a lot of industry people who might have not found her to be the warmest, they just thought, good, we finally got the girl that's gonna get Aretha. And then when she won the Grammy, that was it. Natalie was freak out, you know. Natalie went from having to tell people to stop introducing her as the daughter of Nat King Cole to having to tell people to stop introducing her as the new Queen of Soul. Like, stop that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the DR concert, the new Queen of Soul. So here she's trying to go on stage and the audience is screaming and they get that introduction.
Yeah.
It was a setup.
Yeah. It's a setup that Todd did.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know though, in terms of, I think you really hit on something when you talked about, you know, Aretha and the protectiveness and her mother and all that. But like Whitney had a bad experience too. Like, cause I interviewed Narada Michael Walden, who was a producer, and he produced It Isn't, It Wasn't,
It Ain't Never Gonna Be.
Yeah. And she wasn't very nice to Whitney. I don't know if it was what she said or just her energy. But he said Whitney was like, what's wrong with her or whatever. And she left and Aretha said, you think I should call her? Because she knew. She knew.
And so, you know, that energy when it thinks it's protecting itself, but it creates such a barrier that it pushes people away. For her to say to Narada, who is very zen, very namaste, you know what I mean? For her to say to him, you got your caller. He said, you know, you did too much. You know you went too far. But you know, Natalie had that same experience because she hosted the American Music Awards once. And Aretha's father, Reverend C.L. Franklin, stopped by her dressing room. He said, girl, you sure can't sing. Girl, I love me some music. And Aretha said, Daddy, come out of there, please. Yeah. So it was a combination of protective and just old black lady, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Look, that's just how she was made.
You know, we think everybody gonna age and get wise and sweet. No, we know some nasty old ladies. And she just her.
She just who she is.
Yeah, she's just her. She's not
you
gonna.
know, they say you just you.
Yeah, she knows got shit people. She wasn't, you know. I remember being surprised. There's an old episode of there's an old episode of Solid Gold where she and Dion sang "Say a Little Prayer" because they both had big hits with it. And I was like, is she gonna be problematic with Dion? Are they cool? And you know, Dion can handle anybody. So she was like, girl, you better come on this show and sing your new song. She can't handle anybody. So she's like, you better come on this daggone show and be in front of these people and sing this song.
I remember at the funeral, she was mad because I don't know what she was supposed to sing at the funeral for Whitney. And she gonna send Dion a fax because she upset. I was like, not you still using fax machines.
Well, that's because Dion introduced her.
Yes.
She ain't tell you, like, you ain't tell me you wasn't coming. I introduced because you was in the program.
And look, and the whole world is watching.
You love Whitney so much, she your baby. But what you
Yeah. Have you been in the company of Whitney and Natalie at the same time?
No, but I have two Natalie stories about
Please
Whitney,
do.
right?
Go
Because
ahead, share.
and it's funny because I've been in celebrity spaces because of that, but never the two of them. But as Natalie references in her autobiography, Angel on My Shoulder, when Whitney used to call her, she used to say, "Hey girl, how you doing? How's Tick Tick Boom?" Which is what she called Natalie's husband, the Andre Fisher, the producer from Rufus, who worked on Unforgettable and the album before that. Whitney called him Tick Tick Boom. And we used to scream. I was like, oh, because she was real. She's like, girl, you mark my words, one day, listen.
Not Tick Tick Boom. Now she calling your old husband out.
Boom. But Quincy, let me clear something up for real. This is a good Whitney Natalie moment. A lot of people, especially Whitney fans, have gone to Natalie Cole's performance at the Oscars in the fabulous red gown where she's saying, I have nothing and Run to You, right? Mm-hmm. Natalie did those two songs looking magnificent. But, you know, she even had a moment where she was so nervous, she stumbled one of the lyrics. And she, you know, Natalie did the song nicely, da-da-da. And everybody's like, oh, you know, she ain't Whitney, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. So let's get very clear about something. Whitney Houston, we have a problem, folks, because we don't. Natalie Cole and Whitney Houston were sisters. Yes. Whitney Houston was in the middle of, you know, right at the birth of her baby. She couldn't come to the Soul Train Awards. She couldn't come to the Oscars. She couldn't do anything because she was on bed rest. Whitney Houston knew that a whole bunch of people wanted at her song. You understand me? That Bodyguard soundtrack sold 20 million copies, and people would, oh, Whitney should come. Maybe me. There were people calling to buy to sing those songs. Whitney called her big sister Natalie.
Yeah.
And said, sing these songs for me because they put the wrong white girl up there trying to sing my song. We're going to have a problem. So Natalie was like, and here's the thing. People don't remember. Whitney had yet to sing any of those songs live. It wouldn't have benefited Natalie Cole in any way whatsoever to try to out-sing Whitney Houston on Whitney Houston songs that her baby sister had yet to perform publicly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Think about that. If she got to
holler, okay.
Like, yes,
you dropping OT. You dropping vault secrets. Okay.
But you know why? Because people go to that daggone YouTube stuff and look at it and go, you know, so you get 2,025 comments. Like Natalie Cole, she looks good. She sounds nice, but she ain't no Whitney Houston. She wasn't trying to be. When she and Whitney were standing in front of each other hollering, they went toe to toe. People are like, ooh, I didn't know Natalie Cole could sing like this. But Whitney sitting at home watching TV, all Natalie was thinking is, I want to do my baby sister right, not proud. I don't need to get up here and holler. I ain't never going to sing these songs again. I'm never going to sing these songs again. Why? Come up here and try to slaughter on this stage when my baby sister ain't had a chance to do that herself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You remember those Bodyguard medleys. Whitney got on American Music Award got like 12, 15 minutes. Whitney got more time to do a performance than any artist ever. Why would Natalie have denied her that moment? Natalie said, I bet you remember what I look like, though. I bet you remember that. I bet you remember that stage race. I bet you remember that 1972 Snatchback from the Natalie album, because that's how her hair was done. She's like, that's all I need you to remember is how good I look. I know I can sing. I know I love my sister, and I know it don't benefit me nothing to steal.
You better listen. You better check people in 2025 about your fame. I love it.
I've gone on there to say that. I was like, yo, what would it have benefited Natalie to sing a Whitney song that Whitney hasn't gotten to sing yet? This ain't a tribute. My sis ain't got to do her songs for her big acting debut and her huge soundtrack and her first performance after her baby. This means way too much to my sis for there to be any moment. And, you know, if you remember, there were people who were trying to say that. Like, look, Natalie went toe-to-toe with Whitney. Couldn't nobody do these songs with Natalie Cole. So they wanted to pick up from Say a Little Prayer and pick up from Bridge Over Troubled Water. And they wanted that Natalie Cole to sing Whitney Houston's song. But Whitney Houston had not. And Natalie said, that won't be happening. That won't be happening.
Wow. What I love is that Whitney wanted Natalie to sing in place of her.
Because that was her sister. That wasn't let me call some artist. That wasn't call somebody who I don't feel to be a threat. Whitney's second album was called Whitney because Natalie's second album was called Natalie.
Love it. Love it. And every time you saw Whitney and Natalie from that NAACP at the end where they went back and forth to a clip on when at the Aristas, I don't know, it was the 15th anniversary where Whitney and Natalie were singing with each other back and forth.
They said this for me, and Whitney said, Natalie, like come up here, girl. Or even that moment where they both arrive at the Angel, where there's a carousel ball, and they having this sister moment, and people like, Natalie, Whitney, please turn this way. Whitney's like, don't you turn till I finish my 2 minutes with my sister. Hey, girl, you look gorgeous. Give it to them. You can see they doing that black sister speak. Give it to them, girl. You looking fantastic. Up here 40, looking 28. You know what I mean? That's what she was saying to her.
Oh yeah. And remember the American Music Awards when Natalie won, and she's like, I'm going to enjoy this one. And
listen, that is one of those moments that they did a special on BET like recently in 2024, and they were talking about Black Twitter. The way they introduced Black Twitter was how that moment with Natalie and Whitney is the GIF that is the personification of sister girl. Like, hey girl, like you sitting there each other like like right there from the stage. She's like, Whitney, and I don't know how many times we've been but I'm enjoying this one. And Whitney was like, go ahead, girl. It's your time. Exactly. Whitney's like, I won 11 of these in the same night. Yay! My sis won. Yay! Not anything else. And people just like, they really love each other. I was like, they really are sisters. They ain't playing with y'all.
Oh yeah, there was I think I posted it on my Instagram, a clip of Whitney and Natalie on a red carpet, and Natalie takes Whitney's face. It's so precious. They love each other. And even that a lot of people, we don't know it here, but Whitney, Dion, and Natalie did like 5 dates in Germany together. Yep, they sure did. And they were like, people concerned about Natalie, and they basically, they were concerned about Whitney, and they sent Natalie and Natalie and Dion. They were like, okay, let's go check on the baby girl. Let's go. But people don't understand that kind of real love. Yeah. Well, probably because a lot of people haven't experienced that level, Unfortunately. Exactly. And so, it just was, just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Because when you look at those moments with Whitney, when she introduces Patti LaBelle, when she gets her Essence Award and sings a little bit of Patti's song, when she wins her Grammy and Dion gives it to her, and they have that little huddle. And that hug is almost a minute long, and they don't care because Black women so rarely get those sister moments that when they get them, they snatch them and hold on to them. So Natalie and Whitney didn't care, and Whitney especially, because Whitney had the pop pedigree, you know what I mean, to be able to do whatever she wanted, right? So if she's gonna have a moment where the press is screaming and she wants to hold on to Natalie Cole and look at her like, you were one of my favorite singers growing up, Natalie takes her face in her hand, Whitney ain't moving to turn to nobody because she's not disrespecting Natalie Cole like that. She's not disrespecting her sister like that. She's like, y'all gonna get your pictures and y'all recording this too. So you're getting a 2 for 1. Shut up, keep rolling. I love that. And listen, that's the same kind of love she gave Lauryn Hill when she won the Grammy. Remember? You saw that? But you saw that, right? But Dion gave that love to Natalie when she won. Yeah. I forgot. You know what I mean? That's why. And Whitney gave it a pop, pop, pop to Lauryn. She was like, "Look at this." Now, Dion gave it to Natalie. You get to give it to. I get to give it to you. It's that moment. It's kind of like Black women on a roll. Even if you notice it, Taylor Swift, when she gave Beyonce the Country Album Award, people forgot how country vilified Taylor when she left country. So for her to have that award, Beyonce, Taylor was like, and Country Album of the Year, Cowboy Carter. Look at Taylor's face. Taylor's like, those two just did 2 of the world's biggest tours in history. And they wanted to pit them against each other. And Taylor was like, Cowboy Carter, if I don't win a thing tonight, if Beyonce win everything, yay. Yes. So that's sisterhood. Black sisterhood is a whole nother level. It is, but I love that, one of my faves embodies that sisterhood, because just because you like somebody's music don't mean that they have to have the spirit of sisterhood in that kind of way. So
Right.
I love that Whitney is that for me. I love that Natalie. I want to hear before I get to the end, because I do want to do another live with you where I could see you, because I just want to see your, so
Me
we can
too. I want to, and I got stuff to show you too. So I really do.
Yeah. So maybe we can go on Instagram later. We could go on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got some time later on.
No, let's do that.
Okay, we'll go on my Instagram, my For the Love of Whitney Instagram, and we could share. But before you leave, I want for this, I want to ask you about Natalie. I want you to retell the story of you writing Natalie as a kid and up to the first interview, and how that moment with her transformed into a friendship where you became uncle of somebody to her kids and all of that.
Right. So I have loved Natalie Cole since she came on the scene. I was 10 years old. She did an appearance on a show called the Mike Douglas Show out of Philadelphia, one of these talk shows. And I'm older. I'm old. So I just turned 16. Now I'm looking. Amen.
Listen, right? Looking like Black excellence. Come on.
Let's give you so watch this show. Mike Douglas says, who has 3 guests on, he says, and singer Natalie Cole. I know that's Nat King Cole's daughter, or assume it is, because my mother was such a Nat King Cole fan. So I watched the show, and she comes out and does This Will Be. First of all, I'm freaking out that this song in the middle of the day sounds like church. You know what I mean? And I was like, what is this? And so she does This Will Be, and I'm like, oh my God. She sits down, he talks a little bit about her father. Then he says, well, let's talk about you. And he said, so when did you start singing? Did you sing with your father? She said, yes, a little bit, but I started singing professionally my junior year of college. I was like, college? Wait a minute. Because I was a little nerd boy who found the dictionary in the trash and would learn a new word every day. So here she is talking about college. I was like, Black people can go to college? Maybe it's because she's Nat King Cole's daughter. She's famous. I'm not even thinking about money. I'm thinking her fame let her go to college. And so she said, blah, 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 blah. And he said, so now let's talk about the album. She said, Inseparable. This is the name of the new album. He said, that's an inseparable. And when we were kids, you used to have to be able to spell it, define it, and use it in a sentence. Because she showed the album, I could spell it. Because, because I saw it, I could spell it. Because I have a dictionary, I could define it. But I had no idea how to use this word in a sentence. And so Natalie sang Inseparable. We're a flower to a tree, like words to a melody of love. There's no way we could break up, no words that could make us blow our thing, because we're just blinking, boom, 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 inseparable. And I was like, oh my God. Because imagine, so for me, I was always called little white boy because I use big words. And here she takes a big word and sets it to music. So I was like, who is this? There's already rectified in This Will Be. Now there's this. So when the album comes out, I write my first letter to her, Capitol Records, a 10-page letter with a copy of my report card. Because I was 11 years old, I was a nerd. I was like, I just want you to know your fan is smart. I love you and I'm smart. I'm from the hood, but I love you and I'm smart. It was just weird. And so every year when I got my final report card, I'd write her and send her, I'd basically give her like, this is the last year, with a review of whatever the album was, because now they had a 75 album, 76, 2 and 77, live in 70, you know what I mean? So I was almost able to always write her about an album or two and what the song did to me. And so we do all that. And it is, she's gone through her drug addiction thing, and people use that as the opportunity to come for me like they did Whitney. Like, I heard this about your girl. I heard this. I was like, okay. Or Natalie Cole, you're still your favorite singer? So-and-so, my favorite singer. Okay, that's yours. Mine's still mine. And so I go away to college in North Carolina. And one day in my junior year, I'm standing at the mailbox, and my best friend is standing with me, Dr. Celeste Williams. And I go into my mailbox and I get this envelope. I recognize the handwriting, but I don't know where from. You know what I mean? And I realized it's from the cover of her Thankful album, because that was her handwriting. So I open the envelope and pull out this purple piece of paper that says Natalie at the top. And I'm like, I was like, wait, that's stationary. Wait a minute. And I pull it out and it says, Dear Kevin. And I scream like a white girl at a Beatles concert. I was like, my best friend had to take it and read it to me. And I was like, oh my God. Natalie Cole wrote me. It was such a big deal that not only did it get all around the campus, it got back home to my family because she wrote me at college. And then, I saw her a couple of times, I said, but I kept writing. People in her office knew me, so I would get other little things. At one point, this is crazy. Listen, Quincy, I was such a Natalie Cole fan. At the end, like in 79, 80, 81, she was the spokesperson for Posner Cosmetics. My white voice and diction allowed me to call Posner and get a Posner account. So every time she released a new product, I got the promotion posters that normally went to Black beauty and barber supply. So I got like 20 Posner posters, different products in my house. So,
oh my God! Wait, listen, Kevin. But were you in a fan club all by yourself? Like, was it just you on this journey of Natalie by yourself?
So it was. There was no, there were people who did music with me, so that's why I know so much about music because I love music. But Natalie was my sanctuary. She was my own thing. But people who knew would talk to me about her. Let me tell you this. I was like I said, a little nerdy kid. But like in '76, I think it was. I'm still like people came up to me and they were like, I heard. Look, fat boy. Look. I heard you can do the part of This Will Be the end of the part. And I was like, really? Y'all can't do that? And they were like, no. And so I would walk around going, hugging and squeezing and kissing and pleasing together forever through radio. Oh, Shawty, know that. Man, you know that part? No, my brother don't even know it. He a big fan. You know what I mean? And so that got people, This Will Be got people around me, but people almost like let me have Natalie Cole. It was like the thing that grounded me. They would come to me with Natalie Cole questions. You got the new album? Can I borrow it? No, but I'll make you a mixtape. You know what I mean? It was that kind of stuff. That I did not meet another person who was emphatic about her like I was. But I was 11 and 12, and Natalie was our mother's artist. You know what I mean? You come into the room and your big sister was playing it, your mama was playing it. Those words were so sophisticated that they were like, listen, when I tell you for 6 weeks in 6th grade, I would only answer to Joey. That from Natalie's first album, the song called Joey. And
you know what?
At the end of the rainbow, 2 fortunes are deeper than the world is old. We got to dig up and plant love again. I was like, who talks like this? Her lyrics used to blow my mind. And my mother would be like, Kevin Edward Taylor, Joey, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You heard me calling you. And I said, and I answered when you called me Joey. But it was only like 6 weeks. But Natalie used to holler about that because it was the thing that gave me. One day when we talk later, I'm going to tell you the story of what it was like to be a little boy in church and be clapping over a song and feeling the spirit, and an usher snatching me and say, stop that. You don't know what you're shouting about. And for years, I was just kind of like, oh, as a little boy, I'm not supposed to be able to express. As a young person, I'm not supposed to understand. Baby, I got that Natalie Cole live album, and she did Party Lights, which on the album was a disco song. And for some reason on the live album, they took that sucker to church, and that thing stomped so hard that, I'm going to tell you that, the thing stomped so hard that I'm listening to it with the headset smushed in my ears. And when I came to, and I'm going to tell you that, I was crying and my mother was rocking me. And I was like, what happened? What's wrong? And she later told me, I was like, Mama, what happened? What happened? She said, when I got out the cab, Miss Susie from across the hall told me, Louise, you need to hurry up and get in there. Because my mother had 4 boys at the time in the house. 3 of them were outside. I was in the house because of my asthma, because it was hot, and I was listening to my Natalie Cole album. So my mother knew her other sons were outside. And Miss Susie said, Louise, you need to get in there. Because that boy going through and he ain't by himself. And my mother knew, well, what would be in my house? His brothers, I'm looking at. When she came in the door, I was caught up in the Holy Ghost. Because of that song. Because Natalie, people didn't know, she was so sophisticated, so elegant. People just like Whitney, they didn't expect a whale. They didn't expect, Whitney Houston and Georgia Mass Choir. They didn't expect Natalie Cole and Holy Ghost. That's why I love Natalie Cole. Words are beautiful. She gave me back this disconnect from my body and this connect to spirit because of that album.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, listen, somebody said before I got to get you out of here because we got to do where I can see you. Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole and Whitney had a lot of history together, singing together and admiring each other.
They really did.
But somebody asked you a music question.
Okay.
Tyson, what is the difference between Whitney Houston and Natalie Cole in their prime, Kevin?
Wow. Honestly, I think, I think that people don't realize that, and I remember earlier when we were talking about the Hey Baby, that Whitney's voice was a lot smokier than people realize. She might have been a first alto at times, you know what I mean? And she just had these soaring higher notes, where Natalie was a natural soprano. So the good thing about them is that they knew how to dance with each other. Like a lot of times, people don't realize when you saw Whitney and Natalie together, it was unrehearsed. They just knew how to, you go here, I go here. There was no competition because they weren't singing. They weren't trying to match each other. They were trying to ride with each other. And so the difference was only that people don't realize it. So Natalie had no church background. Nat King Cole was a jazz singer. His father was a preacher, but Natalie's love for church came from her Aunt Bay in Chicago when she was staying there after college. So people don't realize Natalie had no church background and got introduced to the Lord. Whitney was raised up in the church. So they were really a powerful yin yang to each other. You know what I mean? Whitney's, gospel roots and pop diction, Natalie's pop background, and gospel, unraveling with Marvin Yancey, who was a preacher. So both of them understood the journey that they had both been on to get their voice. They were black music, culminated because they weren't just, well, I came from the church. I came from the church. Whitney came from the church and the elegance of Dion and the church of Aretha. Natalie came from the elegance of Nat King Cole and the church of Aunt Bay in Chicago. People don't know when Natalie Cole and Marvin Yancey got married, they got married in the back of a Eldorado Cadillac. And the preacher that married them was driving while his wife, he was marrying them while his wife was the witness. His wife driving that Cadillac was Albertina Walker.
What? Right. Well, how you got all the info?
Well, they understood their histories like that. So Natalie and Whitney got to sit down and talk history.
Mm-hmm. Ron said, "Q, he loves Natalie Cole like you love Whitney."
Yeah.
But listen,
that's why I love Q so much. That's why I understand.
Oh, you understand? Oh, and I understand you too. Go ahead.
That joy, when you came into Whitney with that album cover, when I sat down, this picture that y'all see of me in that circle, that's 1993. For my first interview for BET, they let me interview Natalie Cole. In the room beside us, it was a suite. I was a nerd enough to bring Natalie Cole things with me. First cover of Jet, first cover of Ebony, a positive poster, my book report that I wrote and got an A on, my unforgettable cover. And, I brought a bunch of things, and her team was over there going, "Ooh, girl, you got to see some of this stuff." So when you had that album cover, I was like, "Yeah, I understand that." Because Natalie was like, "What are you doing with this?" I was like, "Girl, that's Natalie Live. That's Natalie Live." I used to carry that to school like it was a book report and wouldn't let people hug me because I was like, "You might crush my record. Back up off me."
But you were able to do something that I was unable to do. You were able to become. You got to go to the barbecue. You became a friend. You became an intimate part of the family. So, okay, shorten this up and because you know what I'm saying? Because I want to hear it in full with your face. But how were you able to transfer from super fan to friend?
So, and this is the thing I regret that you didn't get to do, because Whitney would have needed you had she been able to write her book. The year after I met Natalie Cole in this picture, I saw her. I got asked to be Nancy Wilson's assistant for a weekend when she was in DC and her assistant couldn't come. So when hanging out with her, we went to an event at Mr. Johnson's house, and Natalie and her husband at the time were in town for a Black Music Awards event, and she came to the party. She and Nancy walked off and were laughing together and talking. But before they left, Natalie said, "Kevin, you're going to be so glad to hear I just signed a book deal, and I'm going to need you." And so I made sure she had numbers for me. And that was 94. I saw her again in 95. Then in 96, the thing that always got me at the time, Quincy, was Natalie Cole would walk in the rooms with people and they would say my name. She would go on the radio in DC, and they'd be like, "Lord have mercy." And then she'd be in North Carolina. They like, "This boy that went to Guilford College," and they said, "Kevin, let me tell you, I work for the DC government. My boss's best friend was Sugar Ray Leonard. They went out to Vegas to see Natalie and smoke for Sugar Ray's fight. But the night before, they went to see Natalie and Lou Rawls. Natalie and Smokey Robinson. Afterwards, they went backstage to meet Natalie in Las Vegas. And my boss said, Natalie, Lord, if I don't get your autograph from my assistant, he will kill me. And she said, oh, that's so nice. What's his name? And he said, Kevin. She said, Taylor. He's like, wait a minute, what? She said, you said you were from DC, Kevin Taylor? So she would walk into rooms, like even that big Summer Soul Jam she did for Sinbad, right? When she was back there, he had sent a crew, and the only reason I didn't go is because I bought my house, and that was my housewarming party. But the crew asked her, so do you have anything to say about Kevin? Can you give Kevin a message? He's having his whole housewarming. She said, I know, I wish I was there. Kevin, I love you. Congratulations on the new house. Talk to you, see you soon. So she was having those moments where it was everywhere she went. And so around 97, 98, we started to talk because she would call and be like, hey, it's Natalie, I can't talk long, but I just need to ask a question. Did I get arrested in August or September of the year I turned 25? I said, Natalie, you got arrested on your 25th birthday. It was February. Oh, that's right, because my mother was trying to get me to come home for a party. And she's like, why do you remember this stuff? I said, we agreed that you would not ask me why I remember stuff, because I have one of those. My mother used to call me for phone numbers. I remember everything. And so it was and she would be like, now what is this? And what is that? And so that's how we, on the phone. And then somewhere, so we had, we would have backstage moments, she met my family, my mom, in 98, I came backstage and brought my family. And she cleared all the people out and did a spray for my family, a nice little spread. And my mama, here it is, Quincy. My mama had a bunch of, girl, let me tell you, moments with Natalie Cole. Girl, let me tell you about the time. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about the time I was sitting at home on Saturday, the one day I had off, because I'm in the Lord's house on Sunday working every day. And they called me talking about he done stole something. And I get down there and he done stole a Jet magazine because you on the cover. And he has his premonition. And he went to the store and there it was. And so he stole it because, we had no money for the Jet magazine. So I go to get him and I'm I'm all mad and I'm ready to whoop his behind because he done stole the magazine. And she said, girl, I pulled his pants down and the other one fell out the back. The one in his hand was a decoy. She said, I couldn't whoop him because he was smart. He had one in his hands, so he would take that and wouldn't notice the one in the back of his shirt. And so Natalie was like, Mama, stop. And she just said, girl, let me tell you about the time. He wrote a book report.
Oh my gosh. I can tell that filled Natalie's cup in a special way.
It really, really did. And it was so beautiful because my mom turned 85. I blessed her. Everybody call my mom, she'll love it. I send her flowers, but she'll love getting on the phone. She's an old woman, and she loved the phone. So the phone rang all day. And my mom would normally call me around 5 when her flowers arrived to say I got my flowers. She didn't call me till almost 11 o'clock that night. She's like, baby, everybody called me. The bishop called, and the archbishop, and that girl from the choir, what's her name, Nancy, and so-and-so, and so-and-so. And then she said, now, and then somebody named Natalie called. Now, is she on the usher board? Is that where I know her from? I said, Mama. I said, Mama, that was Natalie Cole. She said, no, it wasn't, because we talked for almost an hour. And she asked me, I said, did she ask you for your butternut squash soup recipe? She said, yes, she did. I said, Mama, remember that? She said, next time you talk, she wanted that recipe. Oh, that was Nat's baby that called me. I said, it was. And she said, baby, get her back on the phone. I said, well, why, Mama? She said, because I didn't know that was her. I said, but Mama, she knew that was you. She called and said everything she wanted to say to you. And she was like, but baby, she talked about you. Miss Louise, you must be so proud. No. I snotted because she was like, Miss Louise, you must be so proud. And she said, I thought that was somebody from your church. That was Natalie Cole. And she called me.
God, what a story. Oh my God. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna act like I know about all these stories when we talk next, because I'm gonna be like,
we're gonna tell them to face to face, so that's gonna make it ridiculous. You know that.
Yes, it's gonna make it ridiculous. So listen, I'm gonna reach out to you after I get off and find a good time for us to go on Instagram later. But at least we got something. At least we got something.
And then we have to record it or something, the Instagram, and save it.
Oh, yeah, it records. Yeah, it records.
So once we do it, we got this, because I just really needed to connect. Because you got to express outside the way I always felt around Natalie Cole inside, and wouldn't let myself, because I was always afraid that it would freak out. You know what I mean? I was like, because one time, let me tell you this real quick, that's when we go shut up. I went to see her on a Sunday night in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And after I went backstage and she hugged me and she's like, well, I'll see you Friday night. And I said, Natalie, the way we stay friends is that I don't freak you out with too much that. I was like, I could be every show in the area. I'm not going to do that. She said, oh, that sounded like a request. That wasn't. I will see you Friday night because I'm going to be in Queens. And her original piano player, Aziza Miller, who is now in Hell's Kitchen because she was Alicia Keys' piano teacher. She was Linda Williams, Natalie Cole's original band leader. And she was on piano that night for 3 songs. She said, and Sissy Peoples was going to be singing with me. And I was like, oh my God, your original background singer? Baby, so Natalie was like, yeah, I need you in the building. Because she, Natalie was not, she was demure in her carriage, but she loved when I acted a fool. She loved it. Sing it out, Natalie. She was real. She'd be like, so one time I went to see her and she did all her pop and jazz stuff, but she did La Costa, my favorite song. And I had to cover my mouth to stop from screaming because it was such a jazzy show. When backstage, she was like, I wasn't sure you were here because I didn't hear you doing your song. I said, well, you had all your bougie white friends here. I didn't want to act a fool. She said, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. I'm like, you know what, Natalie, you're right. Next time I saw her, I was on the front row. And she's like, I don't know if artists like their friends on the front row. I said, when I walk in the door with Natalie Maria Cole, I am not your friend. I'm your #1 fan. And I proved it one night at a show in New York, and the band played one note for her 60th birthday party. She had 2 shows back to back in this party called the City Winery. And she went, I said, oh my God, is that old daddy? The whole band leaned forward to look at me like, did that boy just do one note? And Natalie was like, everybody, that's Kevin.
Listen,
like,
on that note, we're done. We're done. We're done. We didn't have all kind of complications. This turned into the Natalie Cole show. And I love every bit
and I love
of it,
Whitney
I'm
Houston.
going to be able to see
You know what? On Instagram, I'm going to say, because Whitney Houston's very first show in DC, I was at.
Save it.
I said we saving that.
Yeah,
I got some Whitney stuff.
Yeah, I know you do, but you know what I'm saying. We're gonna reconvene later on.
Boom shakalaka.
Yes. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Quincy. I love you. You're
love
a rock
you
star.
back. Listen, these people loving your story, so thank you for sharing.
I follow you. I heard what Kirk Williams said about you. I think that's the best interview I've ever done. I heard what Loretta Devine said about you. She said, you're so good. I heard what they said about you. I know who I'm talking to. Quincy. Studio Q. I know who I'm talking to.
Thank you, Kevin. I'll talk to you a little later.
I look forward to it, darling.
All right. Thank you so much. Listen, Kevin got some stories, and I totally can connect with him because the way he loved Natalie is the way I love Whitney. But he got Whitney stories too, because that Whitney story about BET was amazing. Okay, that's why I love Whitney, y'all. It's not just like, she's this amazing singer, because we could just stop there. But I also love her because of the kind of person she was. So this next person that I'm about to bring up, her name is Lisa. I don't know how to say her last name right. McQuage. I don't know if I'm right, but it got a Q in it, so I already love it. Lisa McQuage. I met her in the DMs on Instagram. She's a gospel singer, and she has an incredible story about, being on stage. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna let her tell it. I'm gonna add her to the stream because she's been here waiting. What's up, Lisa?
What's up? I'm finally good to meet you.
Yes. And look, you're crystal clear.
Look, I'm on my iPhone. Look, I'm representing today. I'm representing.
I see.
Yeah, I couldn't afford this back in the day.
I love it. I love that album too. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad to be here. Oh my God, all your social media started coming up after Whitney passed, and I was like, who is this lady? Who is this lady? I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, she loved Whitney just like I do, but I mean more, I think, but I don't know.
Same.
But oh my God, I'm just so glad. I'm so glad. And I agree with Kevin too. I've seen after I started following you on Instagram, a lot of people say that you're the best interviewer. Like, you would interview people, and the artist or whoever you're interviewing, they don't even know how you got the information. They were like, how did you get that? Oh my God. Everybody would say that. So world, like I said in my post, she is the best interviewer in the world.
Listen, Lisa,
In the world.
Affirmations are my love language, so I'm going to just drink. I'm gonna drink on that one. Thank you so much. What a kind thing to say. I'm so happy my content came into your news feed.
Yes, yeah.
I
Oh my God. Guys, when we started messaging each other, I already felt a connection. I was like, oh my God, this girl's in my family right now. She wouldn't even know it. She's probably gonna get tired of me. And yeah, next time you go to that grave, I want to go too, please. Okay. Next time you go, I want to go. I saw
wish
that.
we would have known each
Yeah,
other.
I saw that.
You gotta go. Look, even if you don't ever
Yes.
go with me, you gotta go. Because that
Yes.
was to me like a once in a lifetime thing. I'm not saying I will never go again, but like it was amazing. It was amazing just to go.
Yeah.
Like it's not something I thought I would ever do, but doing it. And then I deal with people I met on the internet, girl.
Really?
Strangers. I mean, we're not strangers now, but I would go live every week, and people who love Whitney would gather. We just got to know each other, and we end up 7 of us connecting. And there was a few others that drove from other places, from like Maryland. And yes, and we all came. We had a whole agenda, and we went on August the 9th and celebrated her 60th heavenly birthday. Yeah, we went to the church. We went to the church and got a tour
I saw that one.
Yeah.
So those people that was with you, you just met them?
Just
that
like
was on
you see how I'm alive right now? Just I met them like this. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm telling you, I'm gonna send this video to my cousin. My cousin is in New Jersey. He said he's gonna take me there. So
Yes.
cousin, I'm waiting for you.
Look, on my Patreon is all the videos, because you need to go to all the places, like the place where she ate and she got her favorite meal, the chicken pot pie. You need to go to we went to the school, we met the principal.
Yeah,
Her
I saw that. The Whitney E. Elizabeth. Yeah, I saw that because I'm gonna tell you, I didn't know. Look, when I'm a Whitney Houston fan, I was so into her voice, but I didn't even know that she had brothers. I knew about CC Houston and her dad, but all this stuff started coming after. I didn't know she had a school. I just only I didn't know until your video, until your live. Yeah, so I was like, wow, that is amazing.
Listen,
It
Lisa,
was
we
just
the same.
amazing to see.
Listen, we the same, because when I went to meet Whitney on MTV, I didn't even know she had an album coming out. You see, I bought my old album. I bought my old album. I didn't even know that I was part of album promotion. Like, oh, you gotta do an album. What?
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And a lot of the stuff that I come to know is not from me, it's from other fans, the community of Whitney lovers. You know, they tell me stuff and I'll post it or whatever, but girl, and I was up there protesting. I'm the #1 fan, but I didn't know no kind of facts. I didn't know.
Okay, then we the same.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to make you feel better. Okay, I'm trying to make you feel better. So I want you to, since we met in the DMs.
Yes.
I want you to tell about yourself, because she's a gospel singer, you guys. She's cousins with Kenny Lattimore. She has a great story about I Look to You when we sang with Kim Burrell. She was part of the choir.
Yes.
And she was next to Whitney, but I'm gonna let her introduce herself and tell us what you know.
Okay, my name is Lisa McQuage, and I kept hearing Kevin say North Carolina. I was born in North Carolina, and I grew up singing. I always say I grew up on the pew because I was always in church. My grandmother sang. She's a Lattimore, so a lot of the Lattimores that I know sung. You know, I don't say that I can sing. I always say that I like to sing because there's so many. Yeah, there's so many. Oh my God, there are so many singers out there that are they do riffs and their voices, but I'm going to tell you, I love to sing. So in North Carolina, we sung all the time. I was a choir director, sung in the church. You know, my whole family, we all sung. Brothers, sisters, cousins, all of us. Grandmother, always singing. My Kenny's dad, my cousin, he sung. I remember we used to go to another church and we would see him. He was so tall, and he would sing, and his voice would just echo the whole building without a microphone. So, you know, those days in the choir, just like we didn't have praise and worship. We started with our praise and worship was the choir back in the day. And then like I was living in a place called Salisbury, and we called that Smallsbury because no one ever came to Salisbury. You had to leave, you know, in order to see an artist or something like that. But this one time, very first time, my godfather and I'm going to say two of my godfathers. One passed away, Tony Wilson, and my godfather, Apostle Mills. He introduced me to Twinkie Clark. She was there. It was all three of us. I was like, no way. You know, I was like, I'm sitting here at Ryan's eating this roll with Twinkie Clark. You know, so we're talking and stuff. Yeah. So we're talking and stuff. And that was like basically the beginning of me you know, seeing that how God can move in my life. Now throwing it back way before, my mom actually bought me the cassette. We had a cassette player, you know, with the Walkman, Sony Walkman cassette
Yes.
player. Yeah. Of Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love. Now I remember hearing it on the radio, Saving All My Love, her first album. And my mom brought me that album. I was like, she on the cassette, and I was like, what? And to this day, you know, she had the slick hair in the water, and then like I think she was in the water and she was wearing an elegant gown. It may not have been, it could have been, you know, because you know how we fix those stuff, you know, it could be half or I don't know, but it was so elegant. I was like, who is this lady? And then I was like, my mom, I learned all the words. She was my the Clark sisters, and Whitney Houston basically was my favorite female artist of all time. I loved her voice. I always said nobody can sing like her. I mean, I'm sorry, I love everybody, but Whitney Houston, I'm sorry. Whitney Houston was it for me. And after that, it was just like history. I would just dream, 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 sing, sing, sing. I would practice off of her, you know, all the time. Her songs, try to sing her songs. We had this place, I think it still exists, this amusement park called Carowinds. And they had the studio where you can go in and record, you know. I can't remember how much, but that was probably the cheapest recording, you know, back in the day. And every song I sung, Whitney Houston songs, all of them, all of them. Everything that was on the list, every time I went to Carowinds, I would go in there, and my sister and all of them would be waiting outside until I'm finished recording.
Well, would you record another Whitney Houston song? Yeah, another Whitney Houston song.
Another one, another one, another one, another one. It was always the it was always, I got to go back to Carowinds so I can record another Whitney Houston song, but it was always the song.
That's the spot now.
Yeah. I could
What
never
was your
afford.
favorite era? What was your favorite Whitney era? Somebody asked in the comments. What was your favorite era?
You know what? My favorite, I don't know if I have a favorite. The first time, her first album was my favorite because that was a voice I never heard before in my life. I was a Michael Jackson fan. I loved Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Yeah, I used to practice Michael Jackson and stuff too, and dance and all that other stuff. He was my favorite male, but now my cousin. But
Right.
My cousin Kenny Lattimore.
Let me switch it up. I think I have a picture of your cousin the night with Whitney.
Yes.
That's her cousin, y'all. That's her cousin, Kenny Lattimore. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
there he is.
I'm sorry.
Yes, there he is. I was staying with him too during that time. You know, I remember buttoning his cufflinks and stuff, and I was studying at Cal State LA, and I had like 4 exams, and it was just crazy. But you know, jumping to that picture, because that was what, a few days before, either a few days, I don't know when Kelly Price's concert was.
It was on
That
this
was that
day
was
in 2012,
yeah.
February 9th.
hmm
Yep.
It was just yeah, yeah. Next thing I knew, she passed away, and I remember going down the street to the store, and you can feel there was something strange in the air. And I remember going to the store. I was like, something strange. I didn't even hear the news yet, but something was strange in the air. And I went to the store. Everything was quiet, real strange. I went to the store, and people were talking, and I was like, "You have got to be good." That's when I found out. I almost had a heart attack. It felt like I was like, "What?" I couldn't say anything else. It was just crazy because she didn't even turn 50 years old yet, you know. And I was like, I just couldn't believe it. But jump all the way back to that 1 year before, 1 year before in 2011, and a lot of people don't really post this, but she did her last, yeah, that's it right there. She did her last televised show called Celebrate on BET, called Celebration of Gospel. And it was the song, she sung the song I Look to You. That's me in the hat right there in the front. She sung the song I Look to You. It was actually with Kim Burrell. And this one was the rehearsal day. There was another lady that filled in for Kim Burrell. Hopefully you get her on here too, because she was the closest like to Whitney. And I was like, oh gosh, I wish I was you right now. She was standing in for Kim Burrell. I was like, I wish that was you. But let me tell you, yeah. Let me tell you about that day. It was rehearsal. Whitney was there. Now, we were there for a whole week because we were the choir for the show. Anytime anybody, we were already set for other artists, but if anybody needed us at the last minute or whatever, we would learn the song and we would background for them like we did for Mary Mary. Okay, that show. Okay, the rehearsal was as this. Everybody during the week, we're singing Whitney Houston song. We already practiced it. I said, she gonna be here. She gonna be here. You know how everybody's like, "Shh, don't say nothing because we don't know. You know how they, I was like, she gonna be here. That's Whitney's song. So in my mind, I'm just trying to, just stay professional. And I think on that show was like, oh my God, I can't remember some people, Jessica Reedy and some people from I can't remember the show right now. I don't know, forgive me. But
I only remember Whitney Houston and Kim Burrell because she was with Whitney Houston.
Yes. Let me tell you. Oh my God. So we got up to the rehearsal that day, that picture. We got up to rehearsal. They say, everybody, clear the building. Everybody clear the building. If you are not a part of this set, you must leave. And you know what? It was artists. It was professional singers, celebrities and stuff that had to leave. So I was like, oh shoot now. Yeah, they had to go. They had to go. And so I was like, oh my God, is this the moment? What is going on? I still don't really know, but I'm hoping. Okay, so we get on our sets. If you watch it, you don't really see us, but we're in blue. We're in blue because they kind of like shaders, which is pretty good. I mean, it's still okay because the set was, the spotlight was on Whitney and Kim Burrell, so we were kind of like in the shadows. If I was on stage right in the blue, um, her brother Gary, which I didn't know at the time, and another lady was her two backgrounds, and then we had everybody else on the show. So everybody's in their place right now. Everybody's in their place. So I'm sitting there, okay, all right. The music starts. Um, uh, Next thing I know, behind the curtain, you hear this voice. As I lay me down. Oh, no, not that one. That was Kim Burrell. My bad.
Yeah.
The girl,
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah.
I was about to lose my breath. Was about to lose my bet.
Yeah, that one. Okay, the girl at the stand-in for Kim Burrell was already on stage and sung that part. The curtain was still, still closed. You don't know. So all of a sudden you hear this. Um, I was about to lose my breath. My knees went weak. My knees went weak. The curtain was still closed. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is crazy. That's the voice. I didn't know the voice, I don't know if they gave that name yet or what. I don't remember, but I was like, this is voice. And then the curtains opened. And then I saw her. She walked, and it was like gracefully, like she was floating. I was like, Lord, I'm here on stage, all the way from North Carolina. I came to California to meet Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, and I finally did it. I had met Michael Jackson. I don't remember. I can't even, because right now my mind is on Whitney. She started walking and she was singing, and she went to her place beside the other girl that was standing in. The whole time I was thinking, actually, I'm gonna tell you something. I was thanking the Lord Jesus because He placed me there in that time, that opportunity. And I just couldn't, I couldn't, I just ate it up. I ate it up. I was just so happy. We went through the rehearsal. And then afterwards, Whitney stayed to take pictures. She took pictures with everybody. For us, for the choir, we took a group picture right there, and then, we had to get on and, get moving. But she stayed and she took pictures with she stayed
They
and she
said,
took
all right,
pictures.
next, move along, move
Yeah.
along.
We had, yeah, she took pictures with the background singers, and they have a lot. And then there's a lot of pictures with her. And I was looking at them, I was like, man, oh my gosh. But I want to be obedient because I want the experience again and whatever, I want to be called back and all that other stuff. And so when you're in those kind of situations, you have to be obedient to, your leaders and things like that. So then we get to, the show. Now the next day, all that's done. I'm still dreaming. We get to the show, and the performance, same thing. But I'm going to tell you, if you guys listen to the recording, it sounds like they turned it down because that is not the real live feeling on the real. When Whitney came up, Kim Burrell sang, and I'm gonna tell you, Kim Burrell, I can't do Kim Burrell songs at all. I just can't touch it. She has all those notes and stuff. I love it. I love it. But after Kim Burrell sung her part, Whitney, did the same as in dress rehearsal. But see, we knew, the crowd didn't know. They heard her voice, and all of a sudden people started getting up out of their chairs and stuff. They was looking like, wait a minute, what is she here? She came through and it sounded like thunder. I kid you not. It sounded like thunder. Like something that I never even experienced before or heard. I was like, what is that? And she came and she sung and stuff. And then again, I enjoyed the moment. I was thanking God, for the moment, because to me, the song, I look to you, I look to God for everything. I look to Jesus for everything for my life. I was still thanking him and praising him for all the opportunities that he gave me. And this is the only time that I didn't even get to talk to her or anything, but I was just thanking God. So after the show, we were the last one. And after the show, we got dressed and all that, change your clothes and all that other stuff. And I remember walking out. I was walking out by myself. And I'll walk through the back, the part where they have the trailers, the star trailers and stuff like that. And I was walking out, and the Holy Spirit said, look to your left. And I looked to my left, there was Whitney Houston. There was no space between us. I got to size her up. She didn't have heels on because I can tell she was 5'7". She didn't have heels on. I was like, oh my God. I saw her brother right behind her. At that time, I still didn't know that was her brother until after she passed away. Then you get all this information. You get all this information. I looked, I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I was like, Lord, this is my favorite person, shoulder to shoulder, walking beside me. And she was just walking. And you know what I did? You know what I chose at that moment? I really wanted to be a fan and just, tell you what I wanted to do in the text that I told you. In my mind, I was like, man, I was going to give her my number and say, hey, if you want to do Bible study, here. Anytime you want to talk about Jesus, here. I came from North Carolina to see you, and I was on stage with you. That's really what was going through my mind.
Yes, yes.
That's what was going through my mind. But then I humbled myself and I wanted to recognize what God was doing for me. And I said, Lord, you know what? You placed me right here beside Whitney Houston. I didn't even get close to her on the picture. Now I'm walking with her side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Nobody else between us. And I looked to my left and I looked back. I said, and that's when I was thinking all that stuff. And I said, Lord, I started praising God for the moment. And then I said to God, I said, Lord, in my mind, I said, because you know that Whitney is my favorite. And when I say favorite, and you put me beside her where I could just touch her, we're right here. I said, I just want to give you the praise. And I just want to rest in this moment right now, enjoy this moment, and give you the praise. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let her have her peace. And I want to give you the praise in this moment. And I know people probably would have been like, you crazy as heck. But I just really want to thank God for that opportunity, for him placing me there. He knows us. You know what I mean? He made us, he created us, and he knows what he likes. To me, it was comical that he put me right beside her when we were walking out. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to pull my camera out and everything. I wanted to hug her and talk to her and tell her all that stuff. But I just took the time to reverence God. I said, I don't know. I may not ever get this chance again, but this chance, the biggest moment of my life right now, walking beside Whitney Houston, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you, God. And so that was my experience with Whitney Houston. Um, didn't say anything or whatever. Her spirit was so sweet. I saw that, by her coming to rehearsal, that showed me something. Some people don't really have to come to rehearsal when they're that big. I mean, she was in the stratosphere. And she came and she loved on everybody and took pictures, took the time to take pictures. I didn't even, that's the only picture that I have. That's the only thing. So I just thank God for her, doing that. Now I got a picture and I put that same picture in this book right here. And this book is called I Died and I Saw God, as told you, Gene Given. That book, this book is, that picture is inside that book. This book is in stores all around the world. You can get it. And the reason why I I wrote that book is I had an accident. I died. The devil tried to take me out, and I saw God, and I'm back. I'm back. But this was way after. This was in 2019, and I saw Whitney in 2011. In 2011, yeah. And yeah, so I think what I want to say is that I want to give everybody like hope. So you never know, you never know. You might meet whoever. Some of you guys might like Chris Brown. You might meet Chris Brown or whatever. You might have the same experience. I wish I had an experience like Quincy. But you know what? Everybody has their own unique experience, and I just wanted to say, you know, thank you, for letting me tell my story. It's not as big as Kevin's. Oh my gosh, he has a whole catalog.
Listen, we don't compare. We
Or
don't
yours.
do that. We are all perfect snowflakes. And your journey, I mean, your book says it all. That listen, but God, so your story. Your story of Whitney is as beautiful as his, because it's yours. And guess what? Guess what you have that Kevin doesn't have? A picture.
Yeah,
He,
I didn't
he,
even
he,
think.
he, he's not in a group picture with Whitney. He got the Whitney stories. He got Natalie, but he don't got. So at least you've got a photo. Yes, and to hear your story about the not saying anything to her, but being show. Are you 5'7" too? Is that how you know she 5'7"?
5'8".
Oh, you were
5'8",
taller
just
than
an
her.
inch, just a little inch. But she looked tall as heck. You know what I mean? I saw her with, Bobby Brown and stuff and all that. And I know Bobby is tall. I never met Bobby, but
He ain't
she
that
is tall. She
tall.
was tall. She was tall on stage. When I was like, gosh, she looked like a freaking giant. I was like bigger than life. Every time you're looking at her, it's like she's so tall, but I was able, because you can size somebody up. I sized her up and I looked down just a little bit, and I was like, I can tell she wasn't wearing heels. I was like, what? Okay. I was like, you size your
Yeah,
stars up. You
your
size your
peoples, your peoples.
yeah,
Lisa,
yeah.
there's a few questions. Ray wants to know how many times did they rehearse the song?
Oh my goodness. You know what? It seemed like I want to say maybe one with her. I only remember her coming out just that one time. And maybe the band probably had to go with her a little something or whatever and just talk. But while I had the accident, I'm sorry, Ray, when I had the accident in 2019, so my mind, they diagnosed me as TBI, but everything is cool. But I sometimes I forget some of the stuff. Some things just stay in my mind like that. And I remember one thing too. So I'm gonna say with Whitney probably once. Whitney and her stand-in maybe once on the vocals, the choir, maybe once. I'm not sure. The choir director can say that too. She's another person, and I thank the choir director for even asking me to come on the show, where that I can have that experience. And she was the one that orchestrated. Her name is Q, Quilla Q. Yeah,
What?
maybe you
I
can
already
get
like
her
her. She
too.
got a Q in her
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, and she was the one that orchestrated, and she's always taking pictures of us, and she would always leave herself out, but she's in that picture. She's in the picture. Let me
Let me
see.
show it
I don't know if
again.
I'm gonna
Hold
put,
on, hold
yeah,
on. Find it.
right there in the brown jacket. That's our director. That she is the one that God used to ask me to come on the show. So
Wow.
I was able, yeah, and then so she'll take all the pictures of everybody, with the artists that we, sing with, that we back up all the time, and she just create memories, for us, so that if it wasn't for her, for God using her, I would have never had that picture. I would have never had that opportunity, to even be there. So I thank her.
But in that performance, Lisa, okay, I saw Whitney's brother and another female on the stage. Were you guys
Yeah,
singing in the back, or were you guys not a part
we were.
of the song?
No, we were a part of the song. We were when you look at it again, you'll see because they had us in the shade a little bit. We both the choir was on stage left and stage right. So we were on the stage with her. We had on blue choir robes, and
Okay.
you can see when the camera at the beginning you can see the full stage, and then you can see the camera just zoom in, and then you can see the choir and stuff too as well, and you can
Okay, because
hear
I
us.
never
You can
saw
hear
the
us.
choir. I never saw the choir. I just
Yeah,
saw
you
Whitney
got
and
when you
Kit.
go. Yeah, when you go back and look, you will now, because you know what
Oh,
to look
girl.
for.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Listen,
You'll know.
listen. I'm going to
Yeah.
edit this. I'm going to edit this clip all around the performance.
Yes.
This
Hey,
interview with you
that'll be great.
is going to be
It
edited
was
all around it. So we're going to all sing
it'll,
together.
that'll be good. And you know what? It's so crazy, because then after she passed, I started seeing all that stuff. That's how I knew about you, and I instantly followed you. You were the only one, and then for the love of Whitney, I was like, "Who is this?" But there were a lot of other pages out there, but yours was the best. My favorite video, I believe. Well, I have two. The one with the red carpet, for the pre Grammys that you were on. You can see the love that Whitney has for you, and Bobby Christie. She was like, you know, two at the same time. So it was like, oh my gosh, she really loved her. And that interview that you said was your second, I was thinking it was your first. When Whitney was sitting in the chair, they had her up like a princess or something, and then you came in and you were interviewing her, and you was like, "The greatest love, oh, oh." Yeah, I remember that. So that was the first thing that came through my feed. After she I was like, "Who is this lady? Who is this lady?" Oh, and Quincy, I have to say one more thing too, because I remember this when Kevin was talking, and I don't know why I don't have it. I have to hopefully show it to you. But I was traveling with John P. Key during the 90s. So that whole time when
Whitney
Whitney
loved
was
him.
like,
Whitney loved him.
yes, I didn't
Whitney
see,
loved
I didn't know
him.
that. I didn't know that. He went online and he said something. He was like, I didn't even know she was listening to my music. He went online. I didn't even know it. I didn't know that. But we were traveling on the gospel on the gospel side the whole time that she was, just like in the stratosphere. And so it was like on different, you know what I mean? She was on that side and we were on this side. And I never saw her, in person. But we went to the Billboard Awards. And I have a billboard book, and I got to find it because I just thought about it when Kevin said it. We were there when Whitney was getting all the awards. I can't remember. I think we got a Billboard award too. We were there for the album Show Up. That was Grammy nominated, I believe, and then Strength was Grammy nominated. But
What year
the
was
era
this?
I think it was like 1990 or five or something like that. I have to look at it. Yeah, but it was the same year of Whitney's biggest year, The Bodyguard. In that billboard, um, the whole billboard was basically dedicated to Whitney Houston, and then you can see our little picture in there. But you know how they always, yeah, Bobby had a whole page. Bobby and Christy, and the record labels and stuff. So when you go to those awards and you have the bill, you see all that stuff. But that was the year that it was covered. Whitney was covered, like she was winning back to back to back. And I was just glad to be a part of that in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere, even though I think we were there the day before, and then there was the big one, yeah, the big event. But yeah, and oh my God, that was really, yeah, that was really a great time. And I have to show you that once. I gotta send you that picture, the billboard picture, and then with her and stuff. And
Yes.
I felt honored to be doing, in the same era as when she was big, then we were big too. Not like that, but we were big
Yeah.
on the gospel end, yeah,
Oh
during that
my.
time, the bodyguard.
Is
So
that the year she won like 11 in one night?
I'm wondering, that's the bodyguard, right? Is that the
I
bodyguard
think
when she
so.
was the one, I
Yeah,
will
red
always love you?
on. I think
I
Gene
gotta.
Gibbons says 1993, but I'm
Oh,
not
that was
sure.
1993, Gene. Oh, okay. Hey, Gene, that's one of my people.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Oh,
Gene, wait
okay.
a minute, Gene. Gene wrote the book. Gene helped me. Gene helped me. I told the
Put the
story.
book back up.
To
Put the
Gene,
book
that's
back
the
up.
one on him. Uh-oh.
Show the book again.
Gene, let me see. Gene Given.
Turn
Yeah,
it
sent
around.
her a
Turn it
video.
around. You got it
Yeah.
upside down. You got
I
it
got it
upside
upside
down.
down. Do I
Yeah.
do I have to do it upside down on y'all's end?
No,
Okay,
there
hold
you
on. Let
go.
me see.
It was,
Is it?
yeah. There you go. I died and saw God. Where can we get it?
Man, you can get it anywhere. Barnes and
Amazon,
Nobles,
Barnes
Amazon,
and Noble.
anywhere in the yeah, anywhere in the store. I mean anywhere where books are sold, anywhere in the world. And I got this too. Anybody see this movie? I
Yes.
want
We
to.
listen, we'd have seen everything Whitney. You a Whitney fan,
Yeah, I gotta.
you done seen it all.
Yes, I do have to. So I'll send you that billboard with the picture on the
Yeah.
inside, and then us. We have a little picture like that, but I was glad to be there.
Yeah.
I was glad to be
Listen,
in the
you was
same
a
boat.
part.
Yeah.
Yes, because how many of us wasn't there? All of us watching you right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. It's just, God placed you where He wants to place you, and like just this past just this past week, last Wednesday, I was at UCLA in the Ohio State game, and I sung the national anthem. Of course, I tried to do it Whitney's way. I tried to cover her way, but I just, you know what I mean. But when I did the national anthem,
you sounded amazing. The only thing that I did not like about that video was they showed the flags, the people in the audience. It needed to be on you the whole time.
Oh, you know what? That was, you know what? Quincy, guess what? That was my fault. I'm so shy. I'm telling you, I'm so shy. I told the person, my friend, the lady that was, helping me out with the video. I told her to pan the audience because I don't know what it is about me. I'm so
Lisa?
shy.
I hear her, but all I see is everything else but her.
You know what? I think I broke the chains of me. I've been struggling. I haven't been struggling, but the Lord freed my mind, because I used to think about, even at 116 pounds, 124, 155, and then now 170 pounds, 216. I did not want to be seen. I didn't want to be on camera. I don't know what that was, but I told one of my friends yesterday, I said, you know what? I think that was a spirit, because I dismiss every opportunity because of that thinking like that. And I was ashamed, to go, I gained all that weight, and then I was skinny and stuff. I was like, you know what? Today is it. The chains are broken. I'm speaking to that. My friend told me it was fear. And so I was like, you know what? I started crying. And I was like, you know what? After that game, I said, from now on. And that's why when you said about today, I said, yes, I don't care what I'm looking like. My hair is not done. And I used to be like, I don't go on live anywhere without my hair done and makeup and this and that and that. And I guess God was like, not anymore. No, the Holy Spirit moved my. So I'm saying
Just
yes.
show up as you. Show up
You said it.
authentically.
You said it. Show up as you. Yes. And so that's gonna be my theme for 2025. I know you said, "Oh, I'm gonna do an interview, or whatever. Chat. You want to chat with me Sunday, or we can do another day." The Holy Spirit said, "Do it the first day that she asked you." I said, "You right? Okay."
Listen, you getting love in the comments. Amen. And you're still beautiful. Don't ever doubt it.
Oh,
yes. Oh my gosh. Somebody asked this, and I can't wait for you to tell the list of people. Lisa, have you met any other big time singers?
Yes. I went to the minute that I came to California, I went to Michael Jackson's house, to Neverland Ranch. Yes. That story, you know what? That story is in the book. That story is in the book too. I went to Neverland Ranch because actually it was from my guy, oh my God, Zap Robinson. I know you watching this. Robinson. He uh created a scholarship for me to attend this recording school here in Los Angeles. So that's what got my foot stable in Los Angeles. At that school, as soon as I got there, everybody kept saying, Lisa, you need to sign up. We're going to Michael Jackson's house. You need to sign up. It was one space. Even he said it. Lisa, you need to go in the office and sign up. Sign up. So that one space was waiting for me. You know what I mean? So I went in and I signed, and we were at Michael Jackson's house for 3 days. I don't have any pictures because they confiscated our phones. But I do have like the t-shirt. I have a book or whatever that they gave us of the event. It was a children's event. I saw Chris Tucker. I saw what's the guy that wrote The Boy Is Mine? Oh my God, I can't remember right
Rodney
now.
Jerkins?
Yes,
Rodney
I saw
Jerkins?
him. Yes. And so what it was is that we just had to be on post. They had a big, huge event, and you know, you've seen stories and you've seen pictures of Neverland Ranch. That is true. There was every house was separate, a movie house, a candy store. I worked in a candy store. The train rode through the candy store, and I'm talking about these are houses. I can't even get one house right here. Houses. You know what I mean? Houses. And oh my gosh, candy was free, you know, and then he had the zoo, he had the carnival with the thing. So we had to and then his house, so we had to act like almost like a little little security guards. We helped the people, you know, get around if they want candy. They had a game store. He had a game store and all kind of stuff. One night, that last night, I was on my post. Everybody disappeared. I'm at the zoo on my post. Somebody runs back and say, Lisa, what are you doing? Nobody's working. Michael is in there. I was like, what? They was like, Michael is in there. So I started running like everybody else did. I was running and there was Michael. There was a huge cake on the floor, a huge cake. Aaron Carter was there. So I guess they were celebrating Michael and Aaron Carter's birthday. I guess it was around the same time. Um, Michael, it was so many people. They presented Michael a check and all that other stuff, and then he, you know, doing all the exchange. Next thing I know, um, Michael picks up a piece of cake with his bare hands. He said, "Anybody want some cake?" And everybody was like, "Me, me, me, me," including me, including me, raising our hand. Me, I raised my hand. Do you know he came straight to me and gave me the cake in my hand? His hand was the softest I ever felt. Now, see, I touched Michael. I didn't get to touch Whitney. I could have, but I touched Michael's hands and it was so soft. It was so soft. I just remember that. Oh my gosh, it was so soft.
How old were you, Lisa? How old were you?
Let me see. 33. 33.
Wow.
I had already, you know what? I had already went through my stage of partying, and by the time I came to California, I had went through all that stuff, partying and being a fan of the kind of fan that would just jump on him and you know do whatever fans do. You know,
Yeah.
I grew up from all that. Yeah, I grew up from all that. So by the time I was there when he gave me that, you know, I'm pretty proud of myself that I held my composure, you know, and
Yeah, this
he
is
gave
Michael
it to me.
Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting up here like, oh my God. And then he gave it to me, and then it was it. That was over. He left the stage and stuff. And then everybody saw him give it to me. This one kid, I don't know where he is in the world right now, but hopefully one day he can see all my stuff and it's in the book. This one kid came to me and said, "Can I have that cake?" I said, "What?" He said, "We all saw him give it to you." I said, "Well, if he gave it to me, then it's going to be secondhand or something because I'm passing it to you. That means he didn't really touch this part, then I'm giving it to you." He said, "No, but what I'm going to do is," he said, "Yeah, he did touch it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze it." I said, "Here you go." I gave it to him. Yeah, and that's what I taught. That was a fan. I'm pretty sure he
You gonna
still got
freeze
that
the
cake.
cake?
Yep, he froze. I'm pretty sure he froze the cake, and he probably still has it to this day.
Oh my
Probably still
God.
has it to this day. That was in 2003.
2000.
2003.
What a story,
Yeah.
girl. Well, you answered that question of who you done met. Jean, the person who I guess worked with you on your book, says tell them about the Currys. Who's the Currys?
Oh, Stephen Curry. Yeah. Okay. Have you heard of
That's a
Stephen
big,
Curry? Yeah.
yeah,
You know
who's
what?
the basketball
Hold.
player, right?
Yes. Hold up. His mom is in this book, as well as the lady that got me to work with Sonia Curry, Kelly Gilmore, and that's Stephen Curry's mom right there. And this is Kelly Gilmore. Yes, these two women. Is it upside down? Do I need to do it like
Oh
this?
no,
I don't
no,
know.
you had it right. No, you had
Okay.
it right. It was yeah.
I was in North Carolina, and I think I had left John, the choir, and Kelly Gilmore was going to our church, and she always would she always would like take care of us or create a job for us. I used to babysit her son, who is also Dennis Scott. He plays basketball. He played basketball for the Orlando Magics, but her son is Dennis Scott's son. And I mean, yeah. And I used to babysit him. I one time Shaq called the house over there, and I was talking to Shaq. Never met him in person. So I babysat Ryan Scott, and Kelly. All of a sudden, told me about the school that Stephen Curry's mom, Sonia Curry, had. It was a Montessori school. So I worked with them for 5 years. Let me tell you something. The story about her is in that book. Kelly and Sonia are like the realest. I mean, if you want to say, I don't usually say black or whatever, white and all that other stuff, but they are the realest black people that I have ever known in my life. In giving somebody like me a job and coming through. One time my car was repoed while I was at work, and Sonia um, let me drive their car until I got my car out of repo. Isn't that
Wow.
crazy? Like
That's love.
people don't do that. You know what I
No.
mean?
Family
Like
members
they don't.
don't do
She
that.
didn't even
Let
have to do that.
alone
Yeah.
you work with.
And that's why I said. And then so in working with Sonya Curry at the school, I do have pictures of Stephen Curry and um, um, Ryan Scott and stuff. He played overseas basketball, won championships, and we all know, Stephen Curry here. His brother Seth Curry and his sister Sadell Curry. I have pictures like of all of them when they were little. You know, I was holding Sadell like she was so tiny. Like when I took the picture, I took a picture and I gave it to him. He gave me Stephen Curry gave me 2 tickets to see him at the Clippers game when he was a rookie. And I took a picture with them. Like he was like, "Let me see if I can swindle you up some tickets." And he did that. And yeah, that was 1 year before he got married to his beautiful wife. And yeah, and he gave me that. I got a picture and I gave him a picture of when they were little. They used that picture on National Siblings Day, and it got so many views. I was on my knees when I took that picture. That's how little they were. I was on my knees when I took that picture. Yeah.
So
And
you just
it had so many views.
you full of iconic stories. That's just how
It's a
you roll.
lot. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's so crazy. And you know, my cousin Kenny, of course, and it's just like when Whitney passed, I didn't even know. Let me tell you, I didn't really know Kenny was like, I didn't know he was like that with Whitney that close. But after she passed, all these videos came up. All these videos came up. And I saw him, he was singing on stage with Whitney Houston, Johnny Gill and El DeBarge doing a tribute to Luther Vandross. He was on stage with Whitney. And then he did a tribute to Whitney. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say it
I post
was
that often.
yeah.
He's saying, "I believe in you and I believe in you and me," and he did it with Ron Isley and I think the young lady from In Vogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy, huh? And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you didn't tell me.
Because you could have been hanging with Whitney
Yeah,
then.
that close. I didn't even know, but I was just so happy. All those videos. And then I texted him. I said, Kenny, I'm interviewing McQuage.
I've interviewed him a couple of times. He's a nice guy. Nice guy.
Yeah, oh my God. He was like, "Oh, really? Okay, you can give her my information."
Well, look. So Lisa done booked me a interview with Kitty Lattimore.
Yeah,
I'm coming. I'm gonna hold you to it, Lisa. I'm gonna hold you to
Guess
it.
what? Guess what? His manager name is Q.
See, all I'm doing is attracting my people. I'm just attracting my people.
All these cute.
Attracting my people. That's all this is. Oh my
Crazy,
God.
huh? But
yes.
yeah,
Oh my
there's some
God.
more. I don't know what to say. Oh my God, there's more story. I mean, I took pictures with Raphael. I worked at Raphael Sadiq's studio for as an intern. Raphael Sadiq, he's a
Yeah,
cool
Tony,
guy
Tony,
too.
Tony. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice studio. So I used to intern over there, because of the school that I was at. And oh my God, I mean, it's so many. I met Halle Berry. She's sweet too. Oh my God, she's the sweetest person. We were
Oh
at
my,
one of her functions.
look at
Yeah,
you.
we were, and
What
she's
function was
shorter than Whitney. Hmm.
what was the function?
What was that? It went out.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the function that you were at with Halle Berry?
With Halle Berry, I was still doing the recording at the recording school, and I had to get a whole bunch of intern in and have that calculated going towards the goal. But one of the gigs where I was with a band, this guy, oh my gosh, I hope he doesn't get me because he gave me a track. Mason, I can't Corey Mason and his band was performing for Halle Berry's event. She has an event. Um, she has something that deals with battered women.
Oh yeah, that I covered that red carpet. It's called Genesee,
You did?
the Genesee
Dennis, that's
Sisterhood.
it.
Yes, and
Yes.
she's like the ambassador for it, and they have an
Yes.
annual
Mhm.
event. Because when I covered it, that was the first time I
Yes.
got to interview Viola Davis. Halle Berry wasn't there that year, but I did meet
Okay.
Halle Berry in the
Okay.
bathroom, so it didn't matter. I met her in the bathroom at the Beverly
Mm.
Hilton when I was there to see Whitney. Because listen, the only thing better than meeting Whitney Houston is meeting her again.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. Quincy, every time I think about that moment every time, what would have happened if I would have said something? I think about that all the time, and then I'm like,
Oh, if you would have
what
said
did I
something, let me
say?
tell you, I'm not even a psychic or anything, but if you would have said something, she would have said something back. If you would have asked for a picture, she would have said yes. If you would have asked for a hug, she would have gave you a hug. If you would have said, hey, let's do Bible study, she'd be like, okay, let me get your number. You know what I'm saying? But it
Oh
wasn't
my
to be,
God, that is
but
so
your
crazy.
story is still beautiful. Like, don't take away from what we can't change. We can't change what didn't happen,
Yeah.
but we can focus
Yeah.
on all the things that you did get to experience with Whitney Houston. Like I told you, Kevin got a great story, but he don't got no picture.
You know what?
You
I
see what
share
I'm
that
saying?
picture everywhere. You know what?
As you
Just like with
should.
Steph. Yeah, I got one. I got one picture with Steph, but I have a whole bunch of his younger pictures. That I took. When I was working for his mom. But one with Steph and one with Whitney, and I was like,
And look,
oh
y'all gonna
my
get these
gosh, this is
pictures.
pretty.
Y'all gonna get these pictures all the time. Okay.
Yes.
That's what I said. I got like 7 stories about Whitney Houston, and they all take turns being the star. Okay.
You know what? Gosh, Quincy, look. I just want to tell you, everybody, I am honored. I am so look. Wait a minute. Let me see. Can I do a snapshot real quick? I am so. I can't believe. I cannot. I am so honored to have this chat and everything. Just like you're a superstar to me because we all saw those reactions and that Whitney gave and stuff like that. And it's like one of those where you're in the world of wolves, and then all of a sudden at the biggest event, and then you see somebody that you love dearly, and it's like what you got to process it, and it's like, yeah, this person is and that's the way it was. A lot of people don't know how it is when you're traveling the world, and stuff like that. You see a lot of faces, you see so many faces, and it is so good to see somebody that you hold dear to your heart and stuff like that. And that was the expression that it looks like that she did on that carpet. And I was like, wow, that's so crazy. I said, she don't even know how precious she is. But yeah, I'm just glad to be here. I am
Well,
so
I am
glad to be here.
honored. I'm honored that you wanted to connect with me and you said
Mhm.
yes immediately to coming on here and sharing, because those stories, that you have, including the one about your accident and recovering, like your book that's coming out, those things, like you don't know what you said today or how you said it or what's in your book, how it's going to touch and heal somebody else who is going through what you're going through, you know.
Yeah, you never know. And I'm gonna tell you something. I gotta give a shout out to my niece too. That was her doing the flyers. These young people, they try to do something like, they try to get out there and get in the, and get in the business and do something. But if you don't ever give them a chance or a little, something to do, how in the world are they gonna learn? So shout out to Collab Entertainment. Yeah. Because I couldn't even get on. I was having a problem getting on. And she has a little daughter, and it's like, you know how kids are, they're real active and stuff. I was like, girl, we got 9 minutes. We got 9 minutes. How we gonna do it? You should have seen us behind the stage. I'm behind everything. I couldn't log on. I could not log on my. I was like, so Kevin, I have sympathy for you. On that, he was just trying to log on and log. I was having the same problem. I was like, no.
But look,
Yeah, it was all
look, it worked. It worked all out. I love it. I love it. Because look, God gonna make a way. God gonna make. We just can't give up. We just can't give up. We gotta keep trying.
We can't give up.
Yeah,
Yes,
we gotta
we
keep trying.
cannot.
Because look, you on here.
Yeah. I gotta give him another shot. It's Allie Moore. I can't see, but I don't know if Allie Moore is on here. That's my other niece. I got a whole bunch of like you say, Whitney Cousins, and stuff like that. Allie Moore, she's an even bigger fan. I went to her. I first met her. She graduated from Clark University, and
Me
she's
too.
just been on here.
Me
Oh, you
too.
did, Allie?
CAU.
Aaliyah. Yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to her. But yeah, she told me, she was like, why you didn't tell me, Auntie, when we were getting the times when we were getting the time straight. I was lost too. I was like, wait a minute.
Listen,
What's going on here? I can't even
we
see.
good. Look, we good
Yeah.
now. Look, we connected. It's gonna work out long as you didn't give up. But listen, I got two things I want from you before we bid adieu. One is I really want to know, just because I am a solopreneur, meaning that everything that you see everywhere, I have to do it. I do everything.
Yes.
I edit, I host, I research. And so I'm really curious as to know what made, because I heard you say earlier that you saw a lot of Whitney fan pages, but you like For the Love of Whitney the best. Can you tell me why?
Mm-hmm. You know what? Because you were connected. I saw your video first, and I don't know where it came from. It just came up on my feed. Maybe because I don't know why. Maybe because I don't know, but it was coming up on my feed, and this was after she passed. It was coming up on my feed, yeah, because I didn't know you. A lot of stuff started opening up. You know how things. It just seemed like the internet just blew up, like especially YouTube. I was like, what? So I was watching everything. I was watching everything Whitney. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't know a lot of stuff. And so you pop your interview popped up in my.
Oh, you never seen that before. You never seen that
I
before.
never seen it. It was only because I was watching Whitney stuff all the way. I watched all her documentaries. I subscribed. I downloaded one. I watched all the documentaries, the movie. All this stuff was coming out. And while I was doing that, I guess the algorithm picked up, and so the algorithm picked up that you were the favorite. I believe because you were the favorite, because yours is the only one that came across my feed like that. And then I started seeing the other stuff, and I looked through it and I was like, nah, it's just pictures. I don't even know if it's AI. Some of it, they're doing AI and all the other stuff too. I mean, that's fun too, but yeah, that's fun too. But I want the real stuff. I want to have a conversation that with somebody that loved Whitney just like I did. You know what I mean? And we can sit and talk and just think about her life here on earth, what she gave us, the gift that God gave her, that voice, and in her life, and how she touched to me. When I met her, there was nope, I ain't smell no cigarettes, I ain't smell nothing. It was just pure, beautiful. I don't have nothing bad to say because my experience with her was all good. I didn't see none of the bad stuff. I didn't see no bad stuff. So yeah,
Yes, I
and
love that.
that's what it was. And
And
that's what it was.
and because you are a singer and you sang, I know you shy, but you
Mhm.
sang the national anthem. You can't leave here without giving us 16 bars of something. Jesus loves me with something connected to Whitney. Okay? Something.
You know what?
Something.
Oh my gosh, I should have brought some words with me. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
promise I won't jump in and try to do a duet with you because I'm known
I
for
want
that.
you to.
Look, no, I'm
I
known
want
for
you
ruining hits.
Oh my gosh. When I was thinking about that song One Moment in Time. I don't know why. Uh each day I live, I want to be the very best. And what I know you know the words. And
You like
honestly, I
me.
don't
You
know.
don't know the word.
I can't remember.
You gotta
I gotta practice.
listen, Lisa.
I to fall, yet through it all, this once remains. Give me, I want one moment in time. Oh,
You know what?
there in that one moment of time. I will be free.
Lisa, next time we're picking a song that you know the words to.
You know what? Next time I'm gonna be prepared. You put me on the spot.
I know. But you know what I'm saying? You can't be a singer and not get some bars because I ain't a singer. Listen, I ain't a singer, and I'll be like, I will murder a hit in a minute.
You know what? I'm gonna blame this on the accident because I'm gonna tell you. And you could give me a song. I mean, you could. I used to just sing anything that came up. I knew every word, all of her words. Let me see.
Donald
I
said
don't know
you
what.
better get them Carol Winds recordings
I
and
need to
study
go.
them.
You know what? Something told me, make sure you got some lyrics right here just in case she asks you.
But look, Mater Culture said, girl, come on now. You singing that song. I'm in tears right now. Seriously. I'm still pissed about what happened to Whitney and still no justice. I know that's right.
I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of things that's going through my mind. When that happened,
Wait,
I was so
everybody
sad.
know she had a TBI, you guys. She had an accident in 2019, which kind of
Yeah, so
helped
sometimes I
mess with
forget.
her memory.
It takes me a little bit longer. Yeah, traumatic brain injury is what they call it. Um, there are so many questions. I'm just like they're just gonna just let it go without without going to who is around her and this and that. That's something that me and you have to discuss. I want to ask you personally some things because I don't want to say what I think
We'll do
on
that.
here.
Look, we'll do that offline.
Yeah, we're gonna do that offline. We got a conversation. We got a conversation.
Yeah.
Because I
I got your number. We do that offline.
Yeah, we can do that. Yes,
The
yes.
Lord
Because I
listening.
was like, yeah, I was like, Lord, you know, in 29, my life was going so fast until the accident, and that's when I was able to get all those Whitney stuff, because even when I performed with her, I was doing this, that. Even during the 90s when she was in the stratosphere, I was with John P. Key, and we were just traveling, like I'm talking about every day for 5 years, and what I mean, we were on the road, so my life was like so busy. Um, um, the Lord made room for my gift by putting me on stage with her while I was doing what I was created to do. And that's how I was able to be on stage because that was during I was busy and stuff too. And then here it is, we met up, doing something that I love doing and doing something that she loved doing. She could have said no, but Kim, I don't know how it went, but I guess Kim Burrell asked her, and they were really, friends and stuff. I saw Kim Burrell's post on how she said she was contacted and she was on the way, and and things like that, and how they were close. And I saw Kim Burrell singing to Whitney, and Whitney was just like, she seemed like she took her Kim Burrell's words and just put it right here in her heart. She was just loving it, you know what I mean? So all those videos and stuff started surfacing surfacing up. So but yeah, there's a conversation me and you have to have offline.
Yeah.
Offline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
listen,
have
girl,
questions.
there'd be all kind of jurors in the comments. There'd be a judge.
Yeah.
It'd be too much for online.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
and I used to have those kind of conversations, which was kind of just an open thing. Like, and I moved it to Patreon because it just got spicy. It got spicy.
It did. Yeah. I gotta go to
So I said, say that again.
I gotta go look at that on Patreon because
Listen, I have, for all of you guys who I have a Whitney collection. It's $5 a month, but like I have so many posts. I have so much content where I've interviewed people who have the musicians that have worked with her. Just people. I just interviewed the bodyguard last week who worked with her for 7.5 years during the height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember
so
that.
But not last year, in 2023, I would go live and we named it Whitney Wednesday. And we would talk everything, like just everything. But it got spicy, so I had to move it to Patreon to make it be more intimate. Because I was like, Lord Jesus. Because we go down all these rabbit holes.
Yeah, nowadays, if you say something, you get cut off. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But all those videos are there, and a lot of stuff that you may have thought there's a whole bunch of people who think just like you, and so you might find some wealth there as well. Girl, I got content everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere, girl. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
But thank you for singing, even though you didn't know quite the words. I felt connected because neither do I.
No, you know what? You did good. You did good. I saw your videos. You were just singing and singing and singing. You
No. Listen, Lisa, that's me. I go walk in the park, and it takes about an hour. For the first 30 minutes, I got to learn the lyrics, and then I lip sync to Whitney, and then I post it. But it takes me the first half of the walk. I got to learn the words. I'm supposed to be the #1 fan. I be reading the lyrics like, okay, okay. It's a whole session, and all I'm doing is lip syncing. So I bid my hat to you.
Gosh.
And one time, if you go live in the future, you know what I'm saying, we'll assign you a song so you can give us at least a good 60
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little concert for you the next time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Little book reading with some songs in between.
Yes, that'll be great. And thank you for sending me. I'm gonna listen to that memoir from Sissy Houston.
And that's not her voice. It's an actress. It's an actress that did the audio, but it's her book. So
yeah.
So
yeah, I can't wait to. Yeah.
Lisa, we did it. You did it. We did it.
We did it. Everybody, we did this.
We did this. You guys can follow Lisa on Instagram. Are you anywhere else that they can follow you at Lisa McQuage?
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm not even hardly on Twitter that much, but X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. Same name, Lisa McQuage. Oh yeah, thank you for saying my name right. You're like
Did I say it right?
Person. Yeah. I was like, did she just say McQuage? I mean, I guess that's how it is, but I don't even know myself, But it sounds like
I thought I got it wrong, but I'm so happy I got it right because I could butcher it.
You did good.
Before you go, NEC1367 says, what's next? Is she working on anything coming up? Another book, another game event? What you got going on, girl?
You know what? You guys can check out my music on oh, I did Whitney Houston. Well, I tried. Oh my God, I gotta redo it again. But I did Christmas version of Do You Hear What I Hear? Whitney Houston. All that stuff is on Apple streaming, you know, Apple Title, wherever you listen to your music from, Amazon Music. All my music, look up under my name, you'll see it out there, original songs. And yeah, so I had to throw in that Do You Hear What I Hear?
Come
Whitney
on
Houston.
now.
Yeah, I gotta tweak it a little bit, but it's out there. I just went on and put it out and tweak it later. I'll try to do a vinyl and have that tweaked. I'll have a
Yes.
vinyl. Yeah, because Quincy, I'm doing my stuff on my own too. You know, I don't have a
Yeah.
record
And it's
label.
a
I do
lot of
things on my own.
it's a
And
lot of work.
it's a
It's a
lot.
lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot. You got to be everything. You got to be exactly what you said. You got to be the camera person. You got to be the host, the interview, the everything, the marketing, everything. Also the finance person too. At the same time, you got to finance your own stuff, and this is what happens. We get to get on your platform and stuff like that, but yeah, everybody can see the book is out already. It's global everywhere you
Hold it
get your
up again.
books.
Hold it up
Amazon.
again. Hold it up
Yeah.
again.
Woohoo! I died, and that's me. I had to fight for that picture. Actually, my cousin Kenny took this picture. My
Kenny
cousin Kenny
Lattimore?
took that. Yeah, he took that picture. And I'm using. This is the back. It's got my family. There's my little brother. My brother's not. He's not little, but my brothers and sisters. There too. My mom. My mom is in here. Wait a minute. I got to flip in there because y'all got to see my mom. Oh my gosh, my mom. Thank her so much for even introduce this. My mom right here is in the book. I got my
Oh,
great niece in there, too, because when I had the accident, I died and she was just born and I didn't even get to see her or whatever. Yeah. But it was just, it was just crazy. Go get the book, y'all. You'll be
are you going on
inspired.
a
And
book
I
tour?
saw
Are you going on a book
Yes,
tour?
I need to. Yes, all that is planning. I'm planning it in words. Y'all, look, connect with me so you can tell me where I need to go. I'll come to a city near you. I'll come to a city near you. And
Yeah.
Quincy, whenever look, you got my heart, wherever I am, you there with me, like for free. Whatever I get, is yours. I'm just gonna be like this as as God does what He wants to do with me. You in there too,
Oh.
y'all. I told y'all I connected her through text, I slid in her DM. I slid in her DM.
And
It
look,
was like
and
an
here and
instant
here we
connect.
are. And here we are,
Yeah,
Lisa. So tell
yeah, this is so crazy.
everybody who you are again, where they can access you on Instagram, and we'll chat
Yes,
again. This won't be our first time, our
I
last time.
am Lisa McQuage. I am a professional global gospel recording artist, um, author of I Died and I Saw You. I died and I saw. Hold on, look at me. I died and I saw God, as told Eugene Given. I have music out right now. Two producers that I used. Dave Lindsay, Davy Boy, and Cedric Solo said, my cousin Gregory Lattimore was the production manager for that. My family, Kenny Lattimore, mom, sisters, brothers, cousins, all my cousins, Sherry, Shay, all you guys, everybody, Bonnie, Poochie, Phil, I love you guys. Mama, I love you. Mommy. Jacoby, Jacoby's mom, oh my God, let me get her name. Shirley Rollins. Let me tell you, I think she's my biggest fan. Shirley Rollins. I'm giving you a shout out right now. Shirley Rollins. Okay. I love you so much. Okay. And yeah, you guys can find me out there, through my social, Apple, everywhere. Everywhere.
And I want you
I'm trying to
to
get
do I want you to do a drop before I let you go, which is I'm gonna take myself off the screen and you just say your name and you're watching Studio Q. Hold on, let me take you
okay,
off.
got you. Hey, my name is Lisa McQuage, and I am watching. I'm sorry, I just said it wrong. My name is Lisa McQuage, and you are watching Studio Q. Yes.
Lisa,
I
do it
messed up.
again.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
need to do
okay.
it again.
Let's do it again. Yeah. Listen, it's all good. We're gonna do it. This is live, y'all. This is live.
One more time.
This is live. Yeah. My name is Lisa McQuage. You know, you can say, author of whatever. Look at your book one more time so you can see the title.
I need to look at this book.
Yeah.
You ready?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready?
But let me get off. Let me get off so I don't have to.
Hey, my name is Lisa McQuage. I am a professional global singing, gospel recording artist, Christian recording artist, and you are watching Studio Q. Go check my book out. Music out everywhere. I died and I saw God. Music
Girl,
out.
you pro. You did it.
Did
you
I
only
do
took
it?
Yes,
Okay.
you did it.
I was so sure. I was like, oh my gosh, how many takes do I need?
No, you did it. You did it. And then when I edited it up, look, and when I edit it up, you ain't gonna even notice.
Yeah, there you go.
You're gonna be like, oh, I did good. I did good.
I did that.
Well, thank you. Listen, thank you so much for adding some joy and love and love for Whitney to this special day. This is my anniversary show because this is the first time in 2012 that I did the red carpet and interviewed anybody. And my last hug, moment with Whitney that I felt was delivered directly from God.
Yes.
So thank you for helping to celebrate this very special day for me, but also to introduce, anybody who's watching now who will watch this on the replay, who you are and what kind of light you brought to the world and the love that you also have for Whitney. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so honored.
No. So we'll do it again.
You taking me to the grave, I pray. Okay. Next time you go, please.
You didn't put me on grave duty.
Yes, I did. Yes. I can travel. Tell me when you want me to meet you, and I'll get a place over there in New Jersey or whatever real quick, and and I'll
listen. I wasn't even the one who took me. Like the girl who lived in New Jersey, she had went before. She asked me to go the first year. I was like, yeah, no, thank you, or thank you. Yeah, maybe I'll think about it. But I had nothing. But then I got on these lives, and we went live every week. And we got connected just by being on live because, it was consistent. We all loved Whitney and Step. I don't know if she's still in the comments, but she's like, nah, you got to go to the grave. Like, we got to do this. We got to do that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And seven of us came together. And I was so shocked that at least maybe 3, 4, 5 people, one person from Brooklyn came, somebody from Maryland, and they just showed up at the places that we were at.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You know what? I got to say something else because I forgot my cousin Regina McQuage is her brother. They're from New Jersey and stuff like that. And I always get on her nerves. I always get on her nerves on everything. I don't get on her nerves, but I call her for everything. Her brother, I always said that that cousin right there, because she's from New Jersey. I felt like I had a Whitney Houston with me, in my own family. That's just how bad I was. Like, you from Jersey? Oh my God, I got Whitney with me. I got Whitney in my family.
Not you living in Jersey, your hometown.
Everybody, all my family from Jersey. I'll be like, Whitney, I got Whitney's with me.
You listen, you would have had a ball with us. We would have had so much fun. We would have had so much fun. Oh my God. Yeah. In the words of Whitney, you're my kind of spirit. I love that. Yes. I love how much you love her. And that's what connects us all. So
that's
thank
crazy.
you for loving her. Thank you for sharing, a little bit of your Sunday with all of us. And we connected now. We nippy cousins.
Hey, we here.
We here. So have a great day, Lisa.
All right, God bless you. God bless you. I love you.
I love you back. I love you back.
All right, love you guys. Who's ever out there?
Everybody
love you
in chat, we sending y'all
follow
love.
Her.
Yeah, and follow Lisa on Instagram at Lisa McQuage. This is her name. Just put that in Instagram. All right, Lisa. Peace. Yay. We done had some fun, y'all. Look, we almost at the 3-hour mark. Okay, I'm gonna have what I'm gonna say on here for 6 more minutes. 6 more minutes. That was so much fun, right? I mean, I got to talk to Kevin. I got to talk to Lisa. And like I said, that's the beautiful thing about the internet. There's so many horrible things about the internet, but you know, connecting with people that you would never, ever run across in real life is like just a gift to us all. So I appreciate Lisa reaching out to me and, you know, saying yes to come and help celebrate my anniversary by sharing, you know, about herself, about her connection to Whitney. Same with Kevin and his connection to Natalie Cole. Like, shout out to you guys. I mean, this feels so good to look in the comments and see people who I connected with in 2023 still coming back and saying what's up. I appreciate you guys. Like she was talking about, you know, being content creators is not easy. Well, she wasn't talking about content creator, but she was talking about like just doing everything yourself. And you guys know I'm a content creator. So Whitney Houston is really like supposed to be a hobby, but it took over my life in so many ways, you know, because even though I love her, to post every day, that's work. To edit videos is time consuming. To have chats that offer value, you know, it takes time. So I appreciate every like you guys do on every post that I do, every comment, every share. All of that helps me. You subscribing to the For the Love of Whitney page, I think it's like 99 cents a month. I made it to be at the lowest level because y'all know I didn't have this page for what, since 2013, so it can't be about the money. And I used to have other people posting for me because I was just like, you ain't got to do this to love Whitney Houston. So I would have all kind of other people posting for me all the way up until probably 2018, 2019, something like that. And I was like, y'all a fool. Y'all trying to just jack around my page. So I had to take it back. And so I've been doing it probably since 2018, just all by myself. And then I started Instagram. Y'all, so if you subscribe, you're helping me. If you like a post, you're helping me. If you appreciate what I'm doing, all those things matter and help me be able to still create content that serves all of us Whitney Houston fans. Because really, it's supposed to be a hobby, y'all, but it's a full-time job. And y'all know I got Studio Q stuff, child. So I need an AIQ, AIQ that I can tell what to do. Yes, George, we in the steam room. That's what we used to call the chat on Whitney Wednesdays back in 2023. Because y'all remember that clip? Do I still have it? This used to be our mantra. Hold on. Where is the steam room at? I wondered that I deleted. Because you know now that's been 2 years ago. 23. We in 25. Hold on. We in the steam room. Oh wait, let me see. This is where we got the steam room from that George is talking about.
Oh, you did it. Please. I'm a big fan. My family's a big fan. Oh, whoa. Could you just date it for me?
Oh, she wants a date.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. All the best to you guys.
Oh, you did.
I know.
Whitney said you dated. We in the steam room. That's never not going to be funny to me. That's always going to be funny. Okay. You in the steam room, it's wet, and you will be deciding this, and then you will be the dated too. Whitney had the right response. Carson Kelly, any plans for February 11th? Well, you know, I think for the past, like from 2021 to 2024, I would go live on February 11th and talk to Whitney fans, meaning basically kind of just listen to them, what was going on that day. How did they learn about Whitney or whatever? So, but I'm not going to go live this year. But if I have time, I'm going to go and try to edit some of the fans who've already come live. Because I would be live, you guys, for almost like 5 hours at a time. And then sometimes I would go on another platform for another couple of hours. Like, that's draining. That's a long time. That's why in 2023, I got almost nothing done that I needed to for Studio Q. And so I'm just starting to catch up with myself, and I'm still organizing and everything like that. So I just don't have the kind of time that I once had to devote to going live in that kind of way. So I will always go live and connect because I love connecting with you guys, but it'll never be, that was a time capsule moment You know what I mean? And it was so much fun. I had so much fun with you guys. I haven't laughed like that, prior to going live with you guys like that. I hadn't laughed like that in so long. And laughter, that's just part of who I am. So it was a welcome experience that I will always treasure. I really would. Brenda said, that's a hard day for me. Yeah, it's a hard day for any Whitney fan, I'm telling you, but what I would try to do is focus on, the positive, what we loved about her and everything like that. But like I said, when it's just one of you, what Shanice said, I'm tired for you. Whitney would be like, girl, go eat something and take a nap. And she would. Listen, Whitney would be about me. Like if I had a conversation with Whitney, and she would be about me supporting me. You know what I mean? Because that's just how Whitney was. She would love so much how I connect with all of you and do all this on behalf of her. But she would totally make sure I remembered me and you get a nap, get the rest. And and I know that because Whitney wasn't even on the internet, y'all. Okay. So you can love her without doing all of this. But because I'm an interviewer already, because I edit content already, because I'm always going to, include Whitney because that's just who I am. That's just what I do. Yes, Lily. You know what I'm saying? I got content everywhere. Okay. If you go to Patreon and you guys sign up and become a Patreon member, I got hours and hours and hours of video. But you know what I'm saying? That's how you know it's a passion, because I've been doing this in some kind of way since about 2013 when I did the fan documentary. So y'all know I really love Whitney for real. For real. And Whitney Houston is the only person who I never met at first, who I did get to meet, and the few moments that I would give this kind of love to. I don't love nobody else like this. Okay. But yeah, I'm proud to be able to give Whitney the love that she deserved, because she wasn't just a great singer. She was a great person, beautiful spirit. Vanessa said, this was fantastic, Quincy, as always. Thank you so much for everything you do. Also, thank you, Kevin and Lisa. Thank you all for your Whitney stories. Thank you again, Quincy. Love and peace to you. Vanessa is always so kind, and I always appreciate her beautiful comments, and I never take them for granted. Okay. You are consistently kind. Listen, and you don't have to write comments like that, but you do. And I appreciate you for doing so. Oh, you met her in 96? No, 86. Lily said, I met her in 86. Blessed you. Nippy Elizabeth said, it really don't seem like it will be 13 years. I know, Miranda from Philly, but it's going to be 13 years. It's just it went just like that, didn't it? Yes. So you guys, thank you so much for showing up to my live stream to help me celebrate one of, another one of the best days of my life. And I had no idea that Whitney Houston would pass away only 2 days later. But I thank God for putting me at the same place at the same time as her. And she gave me, so much love. I'm never going to not celebrate that. I'm never going to not appreciate that gift. And even if I don't go live, I'll celebrate it some kind of way, where I get a little cupcake or do a little post, something, So yes. Oh, NEC1367 said, this was my first time seeing your show, Q, and I have to say it was a bit long, but I'm still here watching it and I enjoy. Have a great day, child. And that's the name of the game. They always been long. Okay. I need to learn how to shut her down. My ultimate goal is probably a 45-minute show. Yeah. But you see, it's 3 hours. Okay. But I did talk to 2 people and they did share a lot. So, but thank you for hanging around. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm going to up out of here. Yes, so glad I got that. You got that hug and love. Yes, Melinda, I feel forever grateful. You were blessed to see her 48 hours. Trust me, Lily. I know. Mode or culture. Yes, I'm a Whitney fan too. Yes, I miss Whitney too. As a fan, I know Whitney never took baths at hotels. Never. She didn't like the idea of so many people being in hotel baths. She took showers. Yes, I heard that too. Y'all be blessed. You be blessed too, Monique. Good to see you in the chat. Step and them was here. Step and George. Yeah. So thank you guys. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, or join and become a member. I do have exclusive content. Please like my Facebook page. Subscribe to For the Love of Whitney. Check out my Patreon. Okay. Let's go Eagles, Super Bowl. Whitney gonna help us win today. All right, Steph. Okay. I don't know who to go for, so I'm gonna go for who you going for. Lucretia, this was so fun and great, Quincy. I love your Whitney stories and energy. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Bye, my friend. Bye, Melinda. God bless you, Lily. God bless all of you. Okay. And thank you once again. I appreciate you. Yeah. And if you're watching this on a replay, I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next year or at the next live next year for this. All right. Happy Sunday, you guys. Peace.
Studio Q Show. Now you know.